Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show!
Good morning, everybody. Welcome live. It's our Christmas special live from the Reading Terminal Market. And this is Philadelphia Christmas. We love it. We love the whole thing. We love the Reading Terminal Market. It's our favorite thing to do around the holidays. We did our Thanksgiving show, and now it's Christmas time across Philadelphia. So we're here at the iconic Reading Terminal Market as we kick off what's going to be a fun 2 weeks, right? Love it. Football, food, family, and the holidays, man. And across Philadelphia, that's exactly what it is. Listen, across the day, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to sample some of the great cuisine here. We're going to talk to all of our friends that are regulars on the show, kind of celebrate. My man already is in celebration mode. VG, Violations Greg, you got your pint.
You know, I started out with a chai tea, but then I was like, this is a party. My boy Bobcat had a Guinness beer, and I got it. I was like, I got to grab one and join them, man.
You got little Joey to go get you a Guinness. Mm-hmm. I cannot wait. I know I see my man Pat McClune back there. He and I will be having a couple of Guinnesses a little bit later on.
Hope so.
With you. And TV Todd and his lovely daughter are here. We love that. The whole crew. And, of course, all of our friends here at PHLY. So we're going to have a lot of fun throughout the course of the day. We're brought to you by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. Don't forget to check out the credit union difference today at TrueMark.com, TrueMarkFinancial.com/PHLY.
What a morning.
Yeah, this is it. We're going to be getting ready to eat.
Eat, drink, laugh, have some fun. We got Max Kepler in town. We should all drink a German beer, maybe. The first German-born baseball players here.
In case you missed it, the Phillies are about to sign Max Kepler
from
the Twins. He's another lefty.
He's another man.
He's a lefty.
He's Austin Hayes from the left.
Yeah, he's a lefty. He's got a little pop. I mean, he's a decent hitter. He's been doing it for a while. But
can't stay healthy.
But I don't understand why you would go the left side of the plate.
I don't either.
They need a right-handed bat.
Like Bellinger, they're really, as Jimmy tried to talk me on the ledge, they seem really cheap. There's got to be another move coming because this is a cheapo move.
Yeah,
this is a Bobo sneaker move.
It is a Bobo move. And I'm wondering, like if you're going to go for the left side of the plate, go Bellinger.
Exactly.
Who will hit left-handed pitching.
The only difference is Bellinger costs you a little bit of change.
Yeah.
They gave up junk to get Bellinger.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I don't like it.
I'm so confused.
I really am. I'm with you on a lot of different ways. Man, Flyers last night, it was an ugly third period. Todd, that third period, man, last night, yeesh.
They need to play with 3 defensemen. It was rough out there.
Yeah, it was
2 goalies and 3 defensemen. That should be the Torts lineup.
You know, that's called growing pains,
Oh,
right?
is it?
That's what that's called. That's called your growing pains. So that was that last night, and of course, this is a football Friday, though, right? So I know we'll touch on the basketball because Derek Bodner is going to join us in a little bit later on today, and the talk around the league is how the NBA sucks.
Well,
right?
that's the word on the street, too.
The commissioner has to address it. LeBron is like, yeah, they got into a whole conversation with LeBron because they're doing a All-Star game format change.
Yes. Yeah, they've been trying everything with that All-Star game.
It doesn't work, right?
No.
Nothing works. People don't want to see no defense, score 300 points, 400 points, whatever you want to do.
It's junk.
202 to 201,
right.
Like, whatever.
The only thing is you bet the over, and that's the most exciting part of the whole thing.
Right. Like that's it.
Yeah.
And so they're on the discussion about the All-Star game, but then they get into the style of play and how the style of play is just boring basketball.
It is.
It's too many threes.
Yep.
Right? It's just got it's a problem. So the coach of the Celtics chimes in and says, yeah, I have to be honest, I would watch other things.
Did he say that?
Yes. I'm paraphrasing it. But that's what he said. And then the commissioner's blaming the lack of ratings on people cutting the cord.
I mean, people All right, well, find another way to address that. It's not like you didn't see this coming. This cord cutting trend's been going on for like a half a decade at this point. This guy's just getting included. I think he's too busy with his film project. He's got that big film Nosferatu comes out on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
He looks like the star of it. Get your head straight, Adam. Focus on basketball.
It's Christmas Day, man. You know, it's the NBA.
Yeah.
Right?
Where's he at? He won't be at a game. He's going to be at the premiere of Nosferatu.
So, it's funny. The bro just texted me. Last night's Celtics game, there was 108 threes.
Yeah, that is the game.
Like, that is not fun.
No.
And here's the problem. The fact is that people caught on with the math. They got to be better shooters. Mm-hmm. And then the math, right?
What do you do? You move the line back?
You have to.
Right.
It's 50% more. Like, it makes sense to shoot the threes just from the analytics standpoint, right? Because it's 50% more than worth than a two. So you got to move it. First of all, you got to kill the corner three. That's got to go, right?
Oh, what do you have the 3-point line cross off over?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you have
to. You do like the foul line extended or a little lower?
I think you got to be somewhere around that mark and go up.
All right.
And you got to be far. Like, there's no way in the world. The shot's too easy. Mm-hmm. So if the shot's too easy, they're going to devise offenses. Like that corner three that's the first thing I would do is kill that thing.
I mean, does Notre play defense? Like, is that a problem?
Well,
are the rules skewed so that you can't even play aggressive defense?
I don't know as much as that because I think, you're going to collapse and kick out, right? Like, so I think it's less defense and more the value. It's like making the touchdown worth 10 points.
Right.
Right? Like the value, the three-pointer is just the value's too high. Well, and it's skewed everything.
Yeah, when I went to I was at a Brett Brown coaching camp, and he prioritized their system back then, and it was 3-pointers and dunks. That's all they wanted: 3-pointers, dunks, and a foul shot. If you can get a foul shot on a dunk, you're cool. No interest in a mid-range game at all or a 2-point shot.
Yeah, because the degree of difficulty for a 2-point shot, is it worth it?
But why is a 2-point shot more difficult than the three? The threes are just wide open?
Well, no, but their point is, if you shoot 50% from mid-range and 40% from three,
I got you.
The three is worth more. So why?
These mathematic kids, they're screwing everything up.
Right. So why do it? And that's the biggest problem, right? Like, so you got to kill the corner three, and you got to push out the line.
This is someone in the chat is talking about officiating. I've been seeing that on trending too. People hate the officiating in the NBA.
Right.
It's just and they're split over. Like, if I want to watch a game, I don't know what channel they're on. Sometimes they're on ESPN. Sometimes they're on TBS. Sometimes they're on TNT.
Yeah, but that's not. But
I don't know where to go.
Yeah, but do you really want to watch it?
Sometimes, occasionally.
Like do you want to
once a month?
You want to seek out and watch this?
Once
that's the problem, right? Like that's ultimately that's the biggest issue there. Then the other thing I want to talk to Derek about is, so what do you do? Like, seriously, what do you do if you're the Sixers? Do you go all in on a tank? There's already bad teams.
I think they're too good to tank. I mean, what are you going to do? Not play Maxey?
Right? Like and then you risk Maxey's issues, right? So there's a whole other degree of problems when you talk about the tank.
I think there's so much bad teams out there they can't tank officially. What are you going? Paul George going to not play? I mean, I would scrap them all. I'm all in on the tank.
Listen, to protect the pick.
We got those two Rutgers kids.
You have that pick that's top 6 protected. So if you're going to be bad for a year, you got to protect this. You got to protect your interests.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it.
I also think the one and done has crushed them. We got foreign players that nobody knows, the one and dones that nobody knows. So we used to be attached to the March Madness heroes that we would get to know over a few years.
Yeah.
You come and see them, and they got a lot of problems.
I think that will take care of itself with NIL and kids staying in school.
I hope so.
Right? Because I think that's going to improve college basketball, which in turn will improve the league. But the problem, again, with the league is the brand of basketball is not fun and not entertaining. Nobody wants to see a 3-point shooting contest.
And also, you and I touched on it yesterday when we were hanging out after the show. It's almost like they're kind of cool with this because their China ratings are huge, and there's 3 billion people there.
Actually, of course, yes.
You know what I mean?
Overseas.
Yeah, their ratings are huge.
Yeah, overseas. But domestically, if it's not worth it, so you still got to do change. You got to figure something out.
Yeah.
Then there's the whole, the entire idea of players and injuries and load management. Like all that stuff is a huge problem, a huge issue, right?
Yeah.
So there's all that. But Forget that. We'll talk a little bit like that later on with Derek. It's a football Friday, brother. It's Eagles and Washington.
I got a little Commander concern. I do.
You got Commander concern?
I do think this is a tricky game. I think the Eagles are the better team, but I think they can get bitten here. And I would be okay with that. I don't care if they lose this game. I'd be okay with that.
Listen.
Get it out of the system.
I think everybody. So you brought this up yesterday, and it's funny. You're against going into the playoffs with a winning streak.
Mm-hmm. Like a 3-game winning streak, I'm cool with. A 13-game winning streak, odds are you're going to lose a game.
Yeah,
I mean, what are the odds you're going to win every game?
But I don't believe it. I don't believe
it. Any given Sunday, bro. Any given Sunday.
Not in the playoffs.
I don't know.
The playoffs this is what it is.
Come on now.
Look at what phrase you where you at with it?
Wait, is he wearing his Irish hat?
I'm
Notre
wearing the
Dame
Notre
hat
Dame
today?
hat
Did you
today,
buy that
Dad.
yesterday? Did you buy that yesterday?
I've had this for weeks. You've seen me wear it. You've seen me wear this hat. Come on now. Winning streak or no winning streak, you're fine going to the playoffs.
You know who's going to judge if you're legit or not as a Notre Dame fan?
He's not.
But we can't sit in judgment. There's only one man that can sit in judgment as to whether or not you are a true Notre Dame fan.
Oh, yeah?
That's Pat McClune.
Oh, yeah?
All right?
Okay.
I'll take that judgment. You're going to have to judge whether or not he's a legit Notre Dame fan.
Wait a second. He's our song and dance guy. Pat can be probably judge if he could do a good Irish dance. Frazier should do the Irish
want me to
dance.
do a jig?
He should do the Irish dance, the river dance or whatever they do to prove he's a true Irish fan.
My niece, the Dominican, does that.
Yeah?
Yeah, she was a big, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I could pull it off. I could do it.
Why, you know it?
I can improv it.
You are a song and dance man, that's for sure. All right, what do we got? Sarah, what do we got here? Who do we have with us to start the show?
Oh, this is my man. He's my cheesemonger. I love this guy.
Look at this.
This he always turns me on to the best cheddars.
Give him the headphones. What do we got here, brother? This is awesome.
I'm here from Downtown Cheese.
Love it.
Anthony, I've been a big fan of yours long enough to kind of know what you grew up on and all the good Italian meats. Everybody has the stuff from South Philly.
Yes.
So I brought you something a little off the rail here. The back end here, this is Pick Hungarian smoked salami.
Wow.
And this is Iberico de Bolota chorizo. So it's that special Spanish wild pig that they do. So that's just a chorizo.
The Iberico is amazing.
Great
it's
stuff.
Spanish.
Very sought after. Yeah.
Yes.
Really good.
Oh, my God.
And then just to mix it up, the cheeses, this is one of my favorite domestics. That's from Deer Creek. That's called Rattlesnake. That has a little tequila and some habanero pepper to it.
Oh,
and
my
then that's
God.
English cheddar on the right. That's just a nice, sharp,
you always turn me on to the best cheddar every time I go there,
What's the key as a cheese? First of all, how do you become a cheesemonger?
I fell backwards into it. My wife was the manager of this store for years, and when the guy retired, we took over about 2 or 3 years ago and just kept this same format, having all the cool stuff and something. We have all the basics. I got Parmesan and all that too, but we have like some nice fun stuff for parties. And
this is so
that
good.
That cheddar's ridiculous.
Oh my God, this is so good.
I appreciate it.
This is
it's
great.
Very nice.
Like, to me, when you're entertaining and you have people, I love the kick because I'm a pepper man.
Big built up on you.
I'm a pepper man. Like when we're doing a party or whatever, you got to have the pickies. Like this is a must-have.
I appreciate that.
You know,
like I said, always got something new and interesting. Or
what do you recommend for people for say Christmas Eve, right before you're having whatever you have? We have the fish. I'll pull out stuff.
Yeah.
What do you recommend?
Well, obviously, we're always tasked with bringing the cheese tray when we go to our family party. So that becomes a big argument about which ones to get and everything. You always try to mix and match a little. You get something soft, something hard, something spicy, something not. You want to get everybody involved, so you don't overload anyone. But
I got to taste this.
Dude, I just had this one. What is this one?
That's the pick. That's
probably the first cured meat I've had in a decade. This is ridiculous.
I didn't mean to throw you off the wagon.
Oh, my God.
No, I trust you, man.
Iberico is outrageous.
Right? Interesting, isn't it?
Oh, my God.
It's a completely different taste. It really is.
And this is Spanish, and they're known for this is like, top of this is all go birds. This is it. I got to tell you, I love this. This is great stuff.
Much. I really appreciate you guys having me.
What's your website for people that need to come down, and what's the deal?
Honestly, we're on Mercado. If you look at Mercado, it'll have our whole listing on there for deliveries and things, but you can use it to just kind of peruse everything and see what we got. And you can always call us or just email us, too. We love to just do things in person and over the phone. Try to be as old school as possible. So,
I
Dude,
love that.
Yeah,
I've been doing exclusively. I try and get you to help me because he's the best monger. He's a little got that rustic curmudgeon-y look, but he's a sweetheart. And
I got a few scars. I'm his age. I've suffered through all these things too for years.
And as we talked yesterday, we just realized someone must have been from the Northeast because I grew up in Northeast Philly, and we went downtown to come here.
Yeah.
These guys went uptown from South Philly. I
Right.
never knew anyone called it uptown.
Neither did I. When I first started here, I'm like, why isn't it called Center City? Jeez, I don't understand. But I think you're right. It was probably whoever developed that thought.
I didn't realize it yesterday because we were talking and I was talking. We were talking about Philadelphia Christmas, and I still love going uptown. And he picked up on it because you went up to Center City, right?
Yeah.
And he went down.
We
to
always
Center
went downtown.
Yeah, Philly doesn't have one accent or one terminology set. It's all over the board. It's fun.
I love it. I got to tell
Thank
you,
you
what a pleasure, man.
It was
Really,
really nice to meet you.
this
too.
is great. There's nothing like this market, all dressed up for Christmas.
Yeah, it truly is. It's one of a kind being
right.
here.
It's iconic, right? I mean,
exactly.
It's so
as much as going to the light
Philadelphia.
shows at Macy's and all that stuff, right?
It's a part. Like, to me, I always tell people it's a part of the whole landscape of Philadelphia. You experience what Philadelphia is all about.
Right.
You experience this market. You do the light show. You do everything, but you got to come here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind
man.
of why no website. It's like you got to come down here and do the sights and the sounds. And
I
the smells.
love. God, it's the greatest, brother. Listen,
Thank you.
Merry
We
Christmas,
appreciate
man. What a
I'll see you
pleasure.
soon, right?
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, my brother. I mean, this
Dude, that
is
dude has
outrageous.
made my family
Bro,
gathering so good.
Come here, bro. You got to taste this. This is unbelievable. I always give the bro. Come on, bro. So I always make the bro eat.
He's a good eater.
He is.
Yeah, he's a top quality eater. So
You broke a decade-long cured meat?
I don't do cured meats or pork or beef, but on these shows I do.
he had the cheesesteak the last time we were
Yeah,
here.
only on these
Mm.
shows.
Loved it.
It's done not delicious.
Oh, yeah.
What do you
Dude,
do?
this is ridiculous.
How do you
Yeah.
do a cheese board and not do a cured meat? It goes with it.
I can't even tell you because you're
But
going to bust my
hummus.
stones. You can't hang out with you and Bald. I do a turkey pepperoni.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's
You admitted
horrible.
that?
Joey.
Oh,
that's
man.
A little
all
turkey pepperoni.
What? That's terrible.
You've never had it. It's not bad.
Oh my
Turkey
God! that's-
pepperoni.
It's not as good as this Hungarian stuff the downtown cheese guy brought over.
Let me taste that one. I haven't tasted. I like the Iberico.
Those are good.
It's
You know?
like turkey bacon. Ugh.
That cheddar cheeses.
Oh, that's delicious.
You know what you need? Costco sells like the Iberico
Oh.
ham, and it's good for like 3 months. You just leave it out on the counter. It comes in like a display and a knife, and you can just slice it.
Oh, there you go.
It'd be
you
a nice
serious?
centerpiece for the Gargano house.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Kids would go nuts.
Yeah.
Moss likes that.
of course. Paige, my 3-year-old, her favorite thing in the world, salami. She wakes up 6:30 in the morning. She's like, salami.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Oh my
So
God!
she'd be in heaven here.
That is so good.
Yeah. man.
Get ready, all right? Because the food is coming out. Everybody, family, just dive in here.
Yeah, pass that
all right?
around.
All right, dive in on it. It's incredible.
That's good stuff.
That is so good. Kepler.
You kind of like it. You were saying this, but you kind of like it.
Well, Tyler and I talked about this a couple of weeks back when we were, talking about the free agent outfield crop. Once you got outside the top 3 or 4 guys, which I didn't think they were going to spend on,
No, I didn't either.
he was kind of like your second tier best case. I'm not saying that to say
can't
it's
stay healthy.
German blood cycling. He's German. Get him some
Nah,
HGH
dude, I'm
and
out.
some blood
But
cycling.
here's my
guy better be a
problem, though.
bench
He's
He's
another
player.
lefty. I know.
Well, he's a left-handed bat.
Does
you
this-
need a right-handed bat.
Lubop. Jeff Passan yesterday said it's all but inevitable that Luis Robert is moved from the White Sox. White Sox are a bad organization. You'd have to move on from Brandon Marsh. But if you throw Lubop in center field,
Dude, I would
I'm
love.
so over Brandon Marsh.
Yeah,
He's a guy.
I
yeah.
would. Listen, I'm about Roberts. I would.
So if you have Kepler, Robert, Castellano, that's
Kepler does nothing for me unless he's a bench player. Just nothing.
Well,
Can't
he's
stay
a
healthy.
platoon guy.
Yeah, he's a platoon guy. Exactly.
yeah, he's probably going to play 120
Luis
games here.
Robert makes like that. That gets me
It's
excited.
financially controllable. Only $15 million next year with club options after that.
I just don't know what you get. I
Like,
love a left-handed bat.
You mentioned Bellinger hits like 260 versus left-handers.
I know.
Bellinger,
Kepler's hitting 221 career versus
Bellinger
lefties.
interested in being none.
Why?
Look, he is the definition of inconsistent. If you look at his OPS year by year, it goes up or down by 100 points every single season.
If you're telling me I get Luis Robert or Bellinger, I'll take Robert.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay?
But Kepler or Bellinger?
I take him Bellinger, Kepler or Bellinger.
Sure, but there's a big price difference there.
That's it, just money.
I mean, you call them cheap, but they're the second most expensive team in baseball right now behind the Dodgers.
Oh, get moving, man. Get up to the Dodgers.
The narrative is left, like the train has left the station that the Phillies are bad now. You know what I mean? Like they're still a very capable, good baseball team.
Yeah,
thanks to their pitching.
Yeah, but like guys like this over here, old Grinches, old humbugs are like, oh, the cheap ass, go get this guy and this guy.
Yeah, man, get creative. Let's do some deferred
They
contracts.
might.
Do some deferred contracts. We're going to spend stupid money. All right, let's go.
Well, they were in Devin Williams, according to Matt Gelb. They've been kicking tires on stuff.
Listen, I brought this up to Jimmy Stakes. You had to be in on Devin Williams. Devin Williams. And
the airbender.
I mean, are you kidding me?
He's a freak. Yeah, I would have loved that.
You need another power arm back there. I mean,
I think Estevez is coming back.
Feels that way.
Is my read. Hoffman's going to get starter money, and I think the thing that fans aren't considering.
Yeah, me too.
I think they're counting on Andrew Painter to give you a big contribution this year.
Yeah, but
that's not towards the second half if you're lucky.
I'm not counting any of that.
Nah.
I think they are.
You can't count on that.
Exactly.
I think
that's
they
like
are.
gravy.
Counting on. Thanks, Jules.
It's a little bonus.
Counting on Painter is bad. You don't do
unless
that.
you luck out with Sasaki, though. He's going to be your fifth starter.
Well, you're not getting Sasaki.
I know,
but that's not happening.
I know.
I love Painter. I just don't want to rely on him.
I think you're going to have to.
But you know what they're going to do.
Because who the hell is your fifth starter?
You
You're going to have to bridge until you get to him.
You got to get somebody else.
Yeah.
You have to. You just can't go in there.
Well,
look what happened last year. They struggled to find a fifth guy for the last 2 months of the year.
I know.
Flaherty's out there. Pay the man.
Cans.
They're not spending money on starting pitching.
I know, but you're trying out gas cans for 2 months last year.
I know.
You can't.
Because I don't think Razor's here after this year. So, I mean, you sign Flaherty.
I still think it's very possible they trade Ranger and Bone.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that.
I still think there's trades coming.
No, I listen. I'm with you. I think there has to be trades.
Everyone in the world's telling you Bohm's not here except the manager. The manager's like, we're not trading him. But the whole world, it's like the worst secret ever kept.
I know.
But the grass isn't always greener. Like, you don't have to move Bohm because Aiden Miller and Bohm's timelines kind of sync up perfectly.
I don't think his mental-wise, I don't think he can come back now.
I think this is another narrative that's gone way too far. Like, I think that in August and September, the dude was hurt. I think a lot of the Phillies were banged up last year. Alec Bohm is a better offensive player than Nolan Arenado at this stage. Do you want to spend $200+ million on Alec Bregman? No. I mean, no.
I told I felt about Brad. I was anti.
You're the number one hater.
I have nothing to do with him.
So
he's
Alec
going to have a bad year. I know. He's like this.
Yeah, Alec Bohm's a good player. He's not great.
He's average, basically, slightly a tick above average.
He's better than
his glove's bad.
Third base is a weak position in Major League Baseball now.
He's not average.
He's better than average.
He's not average.
This is why they can't trade him on the metrics. The metrics he comes in as average, and they can't get rid of him.
He's VG violation Grinch. That's classic. All right, Birds. Let's go. Enough.
I got this weekend.
So you're Mr. DC.
We own FedEx
with all your
Field.
It's the truth. VG's a little nervous. I'll ask you.
I think I've been to 12 games at FedEx Field of Eagles DC.
Yeah, because bro went to Catholic.
Yeah, he loves
DC.
University.
Yeah, so he's there all the time. Guy. So, question: VG's is scared of the winning streak.
Concerned, not a scared. Concerned.
Are you concerned about going in with a winning streak?
No, not at all.
You want to go into playoffs on a 13-game winning streak?
Yeah. I want to win every single game they play.
That doesn't bother me.
I don't give a damn. They're the best team in football right now.
Now, the only thing I'm thinking about is I feel like I'm lulled into, I'm not even worried about this game. I don't think they can get beat. The only time I think they can get beat is, all right, listen, you're playing the Packers in the playoffs, and it's going to be a good game. You're playing, again, Detroit, I don't know what they're going to look like with all the injuries. Now, Montgomery, they got good news with Montgomery.
Oh, his third opinion was positive?
They said,
Dr. Nick. Springfield. They went to Springfield to see Dr. Nick.
So what happened was they said that he does not have to have the surgery and that they're going to wind up, he's got a chance to return for the playoffs.
I mean, he's not going to be 100%, though. You know what I mean? That's sketchy. A third opinion. How often do
And
you
I'm-
hear of a guy getting a third opinion?
And like their issues are defensively. They're playing. They got like
Their
they're
defense
on the
is
depth
beat
chart,
up.
third level defensively.
They are. But you need that offense to be dominant,
Yeah, you do.
like to overcome your defense. You can't lose. And he's the tenderizer. Montgomery's the tenderizer for that defense. Like you
Love
need
a meat tenderizer.
Yeah, you need that for Gibbs. You got to do it. You gotta have it.
But the thing that I
But
keep
anyway,
going back to is the Eagles' defense. You know how
I
much?
agree.
How much
I'm
are they
with
going to
you.
normalize these offenses?
I know.
And when you have Bills defenses and Lions defenses allowing 40-plus points a game, you know.
I know. I feel
like they're the best team in football, and it's not particularly close right now.
well, NFC.
I think they're the best team in football right now, and it's not particularly close.
I mean, I can't go.
they're the most complete.
I mean, Buffalo's pretty nasty, dude.
Yeah, but their defense is
They got
human.
the best player on the planet. aside
Josh
from
Allen's
Barkley.
playing out of his mind.
Their defense is good too. It's not bad. It's not a bad team. Do I like the Eagles' defense better? Yes. But again,
Yeah, but they have flaws.
just don't go overboard.
They're the best team in football, and it's not particularly close.
See, this is where
I'm
he
with the NFC. I give you the NFC.
He always goes. He always scares me. He always says these crazy statements that are over the top.
I know.
And it bites us in the butt.
Come on, bro.
That's not crazy.
Show a little respect. Be a little concerned about the Commanders
I
this
can't
week.
be hurt anymore. You can't kill what's already
concern,
dead.
no
I know.
Say it
I
with
know.
your chest.
I
I'm
know.
right there with you, Jayden.
Yeah. There you go, my fellow
See,
Irishman.
When you're with him, you got a problem, man. That's not a good sign to be on, bro. That's
I'm a
not
good
it.
sign. Come on.
This guy's going to be doing an Irish River dance soon. You want to be on his side?
Oh, Michael Flatley over there.
I got to tell you, he's not the guy you want to be with.
Ah.
I love him to death. He's the song and dance
He can
guy.
be in my
Tell us
foxhole.
about some C-Jam, would you?
Oh, man, I love these guys over at C-Jam Construction. C-Jam. Because, you know you're a homeowner, man.
Anybody that supports CHOP is aces in my book.
And any home repairs is like the most stressful time of the year.
It's the worst.
It's the worst. So if you got people who are family owned, they're respectable, they have their specialization, they're cool people. So CJM Construction is a family home remodeler specializing in decks, bathrooms, and floorings. And their goal really is just to alleviate all the challenges and frustrations that come with home remodeling. And they're doing a super cool thing. Today is the deadline. They're doing a giveaway benefiting CHOP, Children's Hospital of PA. They have an online raffle for a chance to win a Yeti cooler and a Kelly Green Saquon Barkley jersey.
That's a nice
Not
gift
Midnight
right
Green,
there.
Kelly Green. All proceeds from the raffle will go towards the CHOP online toy drive. Raffle tickets are only $10 a piece. There's no limit to how many you can buy. So if you're feeling generous, you want to help out the kids at CHOP, buy a ton. Winner will be announced tomorrow. Today is the deadline. So go to cjmconstruction.com/Troy Drive to get involved in that. And if you need some help with your decks, bathrooms, and flooring, be sure to mention PHLY to receive 15% off when you call in at 856-329-2933 about your next home project. And you can see their full selection and learn more about the products and warranties on their website, cjmconstruction.com. CJM.
C-Jam. Bro, give me the sheet, bro.
This is coming up next.
The sheet. This is going to come up next. The turkey dinner from Original Turkey.
Ooh,
Wow,
that's another one of my favorites.
All right, that's the outrageous. Hey, let me tell you about Ace Hardware Home Services. All right, there was earlier, now it's freezing this weekend, right? And to start the fall winter season, my heat goes out. Dude, I'm like a mess. All right. So in comes the Ace Hardware Home Services. Now, we know Ace is the place, right, for all your hardware stuff, but they're also there for home services. And so HVAC, I mean, you name it, they can handle it for you. I needed the HVAC. They came in, and now, thankfully, we're all toasty in the Gargano household, thanks to our good friends at Ace Hardware Home Services. From plumbing to heating and cooling, we've got the trusted pros to keep your home humming all year long. All right, we're bringing helpful home, the helpful you love, from the store now to your front door. That's right. Visit Ace Hardware Home Services online, acehardwarehomeservices.com, to get started on your next project. We love it. All right, we're going to get this.
You always
turkey
got
dinner.
projects. You don't know
Man,
what you're
doesn't
doing.
he?
Oh, man.
That's what. I don't know how you guys do with these big homes. A nice tiny home, no land
There's
to worry
always a
about.
project.
Yeah, it's not a big home, but it's just suburban, and yeah, I mean,
It's more than
You don't
700
think he
square
misses the
feet.
concrete all around him?
I know he does.
Yeah.
I know he does.
I miss Robin Street like no
Ever
other.
since he moved over to the burbs, his nose is all jacked up. He just can't get a clear day without his sinuses
I
acting up.
sneeze 1,000 times
gotta
a
get
day.
a neti
Right
pot.
now, Dude, right now I'm about to sneeze
We
again.
need to do a video.
You gotta do a neti pot on live.
Live during the show, him doing neti pot would be hysterical.
Just gotta empty.
What's
It's
a neti
basically
pot?
like a water jug that you like blast up your nose and it
What,
just
like
clears you.
waterboarding? You're getting
Yeah, basically.
waterboarding.
You pour
Essentially,
it on
yeah.
one nostril and let it drip through and out the other
It's like
nostril.
hot water that you just pour up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta waterboard those nostrils.
Only do it with distilled water, though. I think you got to make sure there's no bacteria.
Yeah.
People are
Correct.
getting brain
Yes,
bacteria.
distilled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not messing with that. I'll get
Clear you
brain.
out, man.
Yeah,
He just
I couldn't
clear,
even
he
have a
does
conversation.
wasabi.
What's up?
I clear out wasabi.
Yeah,
Yeah, do some lines of wasabi. That'll
Yeah.
clear you out.
Oh,
Exactly.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's a perfect way to do
Little
it.
bump of
Well, yeah,
wasabi.
let's do a little some table bumps of wasabi. I'm sure there's some in the market.
Table bumps of wasabi. That's the greatest. Hey, Pat, come here, Pat. Let's get. We got a guy. I want to get Pat up here
You
too.
subbing out?
Yeah, but I want you to stay because you're going to be eating turkey.
cool. Yeah, I like eating.
All right, you're my designated eater. You know that.
There you go.
So let's welcome
Jamie and I exchanged the
clue.
LaSalle High School handshake on the way out.
You two, these fancy boys. I don't know how to handle these fancy guys.
Welcome from the editor's desk, live in person with us, the great Pat McClune. First of all, I loved your Christmas Philadelphia piece yesterday. It was the great. In fact, I got so many messages about that, about how great that was, because you took everybody back. Like, we're all about all we want to do is relive our childhood. I mean, that's basically it.
Right. Yeah. And VG was right in listening to it there. I look like I should have been cracking a case as a detective with the old fedora there.
Yeah, man, look at you pounding the pavement.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
going to get your picture taken.
But everybody in Philly that's been here, everybody has their own experience. Like everything in Philly, it's a great experience, but it's also an evolving experience.
Yes.
And
yes.
God knows I'm taking people back way too far, but it just,
No, but
it goes
it
to
is.
show. Yeah.
It is true, and it is. I love the fact that all of us, all right, are such homers for this city, right? Like, we just love. We're so proud, and anybody from Philadelphia, from this area, is so proud. It's unlike any other place. If you think about it, like, you got these expats who live in L.A., maybe in the entertainment industry. Eagles are out there. They're out there. Like, everybody wears Philadelphia on their sleeve.
They're in Portland. They're
Yes.
everywhere.
Hey, I was very proud of the LaSalle College crowd that went down and Dump and them took their licks against the Tar Heels, and they trotted Belichick out there, and LaSalle responded in Philadelphia fashion.
E-A-G-L-E-S.
Yes.
That was classic.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Hey, let me ask you. The arena is going to go through.
Yeah,
What do you
just
think?
Steps from here.
Well, I'll tell you what. Jamie and I talked about the fact that the train experience coming in, pretty cool to get off the train and go up. Kind of reminds me of Madison Square Garden in that regard.
Yes.
It gets you there. I worry about what they say about the good people in Chinatown. It's not on their footprint, and hopefully it kind of works out to a net positive for them.
Yeah.
But
Well, if you're bringing people, right? First of all, this side of Market Street needs some life, right? You need
big time.
I mean, like, we're going back to when I was growing up. I mean, the gallery was never really took off in that sense, right? Like, there was always issues. They tried the Fashion District, that didn't work. Like, you're dealing with post-COVID where people are working remotely and office buildings are barren. So, like, you need something here to be a hub, to bring life.
And, you can see that for years it looked like there were, like, dead spots in North Broad. But that concept of the City Hall moving north and Temple moving south, it's really become a really nice, cohesive area there.
Yes.
And now you have the same thing right around City Hall for a block or two. It's terrific. And when you get down to the Water, moving up past Independence Hall, whatever, that's really nice. And so what you need is something in the middle to pull it together, and maybe this is the thing.
Yeah. I'm with you. I mean, you got to connect connect the river to Center City.
It's great for me personally. I will be able to walk to a couple pubs and then walk to a concert or a basketball game. I want to worry about how I'm getting in and out. I do worry about the community surrounding it. They need to be protected. But I don't know.
How come? Hey, by the way, where were the people from South when they were building the stadiums in South Philly that had to deal with congestion and everything else for 40 years?
They're kind of built out of the way.
They're not out of the way. Get out of here.
They are out of the way.
I feel so bad I don't remember the woman's name. There was a woman that represented the neighborhood districts down there, and she was a fierce advocate.
Yes.
And, I'm sure they'll have the same,
Yeah.
there'll be a watchdog aspect.
Like, you need to make sure they're protected. But let's not, act like South Philly didn't have to deal with all kinds of nonsense forever. After an Eagle game and everybody traipsing down Broad Street up to Oregon Avenue, wherever you parked off of Packer, then up to Oregon, and people peeing in your backyard.
Yeah, well, those people should have been protected
in your
too.
back lot.
Those people should have been protected too.
All right, well, don't forget them.
But
where's my turkey
who
dinner?
really wanted this? Like, the suburbanites don't love the idea of taking a train. They're not big fans of it.
Oh, boy.
All right, this is awesome. This is the turkey dinner.
I know this place well.
From
Me
original
too. I own
turkey.
stock in this place for my
every
work
time
day.
I come
All
down.
right.
This turkey place is ridiculous.
Their lunch is ridiculous. It's
Come here,
like a $10 lunch special you can get.
Anthony, thank you for pulling me up when you did. This is my spot.
Tell me all about original turkey.
So, obviously, everyone in Philly loves the Eagles. They say go Birds. They are not the only birds in Philly. Us at the original turkey, we like to, we got the bird too. We got good bird. So you got to come down, try our turkey. At the original turkey, we do Thanksgiving every day of the year. So, everyone loves Thanksgiving. At least I know I do. It's my favorite holiday. A lot of people say the same thing. But here we do it every day. We got turkey sandwiches, turkey platters. Just picture.
Now, how many different ways do you make the turkey?
So we only do it one way. We do slow roast overnight. Takes about 10 hours. So, it's not your typical, a lot of people do turkey and think it's dry.
Right.
Not here. Not here. We do it. We do one thing, and we like to think we do it the best. I like to think so. I eat turkey 5 days a week pretty much. So I've been working here for 15 years when my dad started it. And, I still love it. So.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, boys, dig in. It looks outrageous.
I love this spot.
Right.
You guys do what's it, the lunch box?
Yeah. So it's pretty much like a
man,
mini this.
ridiculous.
This is like
It's like $10 for the best lunch you can get in the city. One of the best lunch you can get in the city.
This platter here is like 2.5 pounds of food, for good to share. But
And look at him, Anthony. Between working so hard and eating turkey all the time, he's a lean, fiend, lean fighting machine.
I was looking at it and go, my man's in shape. The turkey is the key to life.
It's a nice lean meat.
Dude,
Yes.
Let Pat eat. All right?
That's what I do. I just lift the turkeys in the basement.
VG's going to eat it all.
I'll tell you, I love the concept of turkey dinner every day. And people love it, and it's such a great item. And you guys have been around for a long time, and God bless you guys. This is
41 years, actually.
41 years. Yeah. What's your website?
TheOriginalTurkey.com. Nice and easy.
I love it.
Order online, we deliver.
Dude, it tastes just like a home-cooked mom kind of meal, grandma meal. It's legit.
We actually ship nationwide, too. So you can come in and get it, local delivery, nationwide delivery.
That's a good bird, brother. That's good. Like you said, go Birds. My man, Merry Christmas, brother.
Thank you, you too.
Look at that. That is, that's awesome. Okay, dive in, Diggs, bro. Dive in. Bring it over. Dive in. All right, while we do this. This is
dude. That's some of my favorites. You guys are hitting all my spots today.
Yeah, do it. Here, go. Mangia. Look. How is it, Pat? Outrageous.
Oh my God, Eddie Barkowitz is just somewhere envious. Me and Eddie Barkowitz used to kill this place.
Did you really?
Oh my God, yes.
It kind of feels healthy when you eat there. It feels like a healthy lunch.
The paper was right around the corner.
Yeah.
So
yes.
When you guys moved, it was right here.
Absolutely.
So you would come, the guys would come to Reading Terminal Market every day for lunch.
Every day. Well,
almost.
We the only reason we didn't, as I said on the Thanksgiving show, is if you came here every day for a month, you could go to 30 different great places, and the turkey place is foremost among it. But if you came here for 30 days, you'd be up 30 to 50 pounds, which is fun, but, not the right recipe.
like there's nothing. I've been to Seattle with that market they got and the Embarcadero in San Fran. There's no food spot like this anywhere else in the country.
I can't imagine.
This is the quality here is so much better than all the other cities.
And it's eclectic, right?
Yeah.
Like it's got all kinds.
Everything. You can get great Indian food, Thai food, whatever you want.
Yes, across the board.
Yeah.
And it's great to shop here and the produce. And I mean, you name it.
I'm going over, I like the herbs. I'm going to the herby area they got over here.
Yeah.
Get a little stuff for the pagan.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he loves the herb.
Oh, yeah.
See, he's always got to do it. Now, let me ask you, Pat.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Is he a real Notre Dame fan? Now, give him a couple questions because we have to find out if he's a poser or not.
He's a fraud.
Yeah. Where do you stand on British rule over there, Andrew?
Oh, hate it.
Okay. There you go. Does this come down from your family? Because what little I know about you is that your family raised you right.
They did.
Is this part of it?
Irish family, yeah.
Okay. Your dad, he watched the hour shows back in the day where they compressed Notre Dame on Sunday mornings? Lindsey Nelson would go on and say, after an exchange of punts, the Irish took over on the 30-yard line.
That I have no idea.
Okay.
We had a priest in the family. And he was
that's big.
He was a part of Notre Dame.
Part of Notre Dame in what regard?
I have no idea. I just remember my grandparents were very big Notre Dame.
Yeah. If you throw the priest,
Yeah.
He played the priest.
I got the priest card.
Yeah.
What the hell's the priest card?
Yeah, it's funny. Just as Andrew was doing that, and Anthony, you asked about adjudicating it, the second that happened, not knowing it, the father of the coach at Bonner Prendy basketball, Bill Cassidy, sent us a video of himself doing the full song and dance of Notre Dame, the whole fight.
Do you have it?
I do have it.
Could you send it to
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you could send it to me, that'd be great.
Okay, we'll get
throw it
yours
up there.
He didn't know the fight song. If you're a
come
Notre
on now,
Dame
brother.
fan, how can you not know the
you're
fight
killing
song?
me. You're killing me.
Who's the most legendary first coach of? No, I think he's the first coach of Notre Dame.
I have no idea.
He's fallen.
Man, oh man.
I'm all about
come
backing
on.
Andrew
How about
Frazier,
you in
but
Tennessee?
It's not
How
good.
about-
How about you in Tennessee?
How about if we give you
You bought the hat.
another coach, Lou?
Lou what?
Come on, dude, seriously.
There was a movie
Get the hat
made.
off his head, Pat. Get the hat off
What
his
was
head.
the movie made? Fred, right? About the player, the defensive end that came up as a walk-on. Have you ever seen Fred,
No.
the movie? That's okay.
Didn't see
Have
it.
you seen another movie with another name?
Wait. The Notre Dame sports movie is
Rudy.
okay.
wow.
Of course he
Oh,
knows
man.
that.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
God.
You
Yeah.
knew Rodney Todd was about to hit you in the
I
head
know that
with
one.
a turkey leg.
Please, I'm hungry.
Hey,
My
not sure
God.
it would go up, but you have Cass doing the dance and stuff there.
I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was weak.
I don't know. Boy, I'm all about backing Frazier, but he's falling fast on this one.
Down goes Frazier.
Possible
down
fraud.
goes, yeah.
Possible fraud.
Down went Frazier.
I think he's
Possible
a poser.
fraud.
Coming
One
up,
more.
we're-
How about the high school coach that they brought right out of the high school ranks to be their coach?
No idea.
Yeah, he didn't know Newt Rockney.
I know.
How's he going to
Yeah,
know?
you could give him the young guy discount, but when you don't know Route 9,
Go Irish!
He doesn't know Lou
Come on now.
Holtz. Come on.
Yeah,
They're
he
winning
knew Lou
tonight.
Holtz. They're winning tonight. All right, coming up, we're going to taste some crepes. Coming
Love
up.
a good crepe.
All right, the crepes.
You get
are
a savory, you go
Proppy's
sweet.
crepes.
Ooh,
I
I'm a
love a crepe.
crepesman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's not a crepesman?
An idiot.
All right, like you got to love it. Come up, we got to take care of some business and talk about some of our friends. I'm going to tell you about, of course, the great people at the Bet Park Sportsbook, an online casino app. This is a tremendous football weekend. This begins an amazing stretch of football. So tonight, we're going to be talking about Notre Dame, Indiana. Tomorrow, Penn State, the headliner. PSU, SMU. And then you got Clemson and Texas, Ohio State and Tennessee. A full day of college football. The Birds on Sunday against Washington. All right, you got Saturday football with Kansas City against Houston, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. How sick is it that I know the schedule without even looking at it?
Yeah, because you're a lunatic.
Yeah, I'm a loser. Of course, Christmas Day, you got to have the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. And then today, coming around in a couple hours, in an hour, in fact, you'll learn about double the spread. If you go to the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app, they double the spread. They pick a game, and then they'll double it, all right? And you can jump right on it. It's great stuff. Check it out. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Maryland, Ohio, Michigan. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm on the app now. It's not looking good. It's looking good for the Hoosiers. The line dropped to 6.5 now on Bet Parks. It started at 8.5. We're down to 6.5 for those Hoosiers tonight. Hey, TrueMark Financial, credit unions are the place to go. They're community-based. They give their profits back to the people, but they also, at TrueMark, they got this great program to help your kids become a little financial responsible and aware of what they're doing. Because when I graduated high school, I had no idea how to run a checking account or anything. So if you got kids, TrueMark's got the ultimate playbook to teach financial responsibility with their new Greenlight account. The Greenlight account comes with the Greenlight app, which is totally changing the game and helps kids and teens learn how to earn, save, and spend wisely. You can save up savings goals. You can track their spending, give them allowance, all right there within the app. And the cool thing is they get their own debit card, so they feel like they're in control of stuff, but really you're in control, so they can't go crazy, but they get to make purchases and learn some real-world money skills. You get the peace of mind. They get the freedom to make the smart money decisions. It's like coaching your kid through their very own financial game. And for TrueMark Financial members, this cool program is totally free. With the holidays right around the corner now is the perfect time to introduce your kids to this cool Greenlight program. Get signed up today. Visit TrueMark.com/Greenlight for more information on this super cool program.
It really is. It's a wonderful program.
Dude, I would have loved it as a kid.
I know. I use it for mine. This portion of the program is brought to you by the Bet Parks. By Rite Aid. RiteAid.com for the pharmacy near you. Here we go. What is this? What am I looking at? Oh, my God. Bro, this is awesome. So it's a picture. You can send it to Frazier so we can put it out there. The Notre Dame just tweeted. Did you see that tweet?
Mm-mm.
Good morning from Notre Dame Stadium. And it's a snowman, and it's at dawn overlooking Notre Dame Stadium, the field covered in white.
Nice.
Wow. Send that over to Frazier. We got to put that out there. This sounds unbelievable.
It's going to be a great game.
Listen, I'm so in love with this new college football thing. Think about it, right? Being on all these games on the campuses, like they got to extend it. And the second round, same thing. They got to be at these campuses.
Yeah. No wonder you knew the schedule for tomorrow. That combination of 3 college and 2 NFL. Oh, my God. The day that you're supposed to start that last-minute shopping, that's going to have to be done now Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
We're dug in tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's going to be like 24 degrees tomorrow.
Yeah, I think the Brain's moving the line. All those people listening to the Brain on Indiana there, right?
Yeah, he likes Indiana, the Brain.
Yeah.
Signetti.
Look
Look
at that. Look at that.
That's lovely.
Good morning from Notre Dame Stadium. How freaking cool is that?
Oh, yeah.
That looks great. But you're right, man. The home field advantage has got to go out throughout, man.
Yeah.
The neutral field stuff. The whole point of the playoffs. Let's go. Let's get the fans
right.
involved.
Like, what's Penn State going to be tomorrow? It's going to be unbelievable.
Dude, we may get some flurries today.
Coming up in just a moment, we're going to talk to Adam Taliaferro.
Nice.
To discuss that game with him. But first, let me get my boy over here. Let's get some crepes going, all right? You put it right in front of these fellas and the big guy here. All right? Woo, look at this.
Oh, jeez, me.
Tell us about Profi's Crepes, my man. Good to see you. Merry Christmas. Are you kidding me?
Hello, my name is Ronel Profi, and I'm the owner of Profi's Creperie. I am the youngest business owner in the Reading Terminal Market. I'm only 24 years old actually today.
Oh, nice!
Happy birthday, man! Yeah. What an accomplishment! So tell me how you decided to do this.
So, it didn't stem from me. My parents opened up 20 years ago. So, July 29th, 2004, we stamped our roots down here, and then I took over just about a couple years ago. So. Yeah, man.
What made you fell in love with the crepe?
Yeah, I could make a crepe before I could even walk. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, that was my upbringing. I grew up in the Reading Terminal Market. This place just has a special place in my heart.
Well, the crepe,
yeah.
Right? Is that the best? Yeah, the crepe is a great item. In fact, my kids love it. Right? We were in Paris and. There's nothing better than the crepe with chocolate or Nutella?
Right. So crepes are usually seen as a sweet type of dish, but we mix it up. We have breakfast. We have savory. As you can see, the chicken, tomato, and pesto one that we have there, and the banana strawberry that you guys have devoured.
It's not me. Pat tore this up.
Hey! Please be my guest. But yeah,
it looks like an animal got to it.
We have all
I'm ripping that
crepes.
baby up.
They're really good. I really stand by my product, and yeah, I mean, I'm here.
God bless you, dude. 24 years old, man. Really proud of you. That's fantastic. What's tell us people your website and some of the other menu highlights.
Yeah. So these two are our most popular ones. Biggest fan favorites. ProfiesCreperie.com, Profies_Creperie on Instagram, Profies Creperie on TikTok. Just try pushing out content, seeing how it is. It's a very unique niche. You don't really see creperies all like that. So yeah, I mean, just happy to bring it. Continue the legacy in the Reading terminal market.
I love it, man. Fantastic, brother. Listen, Merry Christmas. God bless you, man. I'm very proud of you, man.
And always, go Birds!
That's it. Go Birds!
Happy birthday, dude.
Thank you.
The great thing about the crepe is you can go sweet or savory. If
I
you
know,
want a nice
it's
meal, you
genius.
want a dessert.
Yeah. Oh,
great.
my God. It's perfect.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime, my brother.
Yeah.
How about that? 24 years old.
That guy's way
awesome.
too accomplished
What
for
the heck was I doing
24.
at 24?
I mean, are you kidding
You
me?
had a real job at 24. You were like,
I was
writing articles,
I was at
traveling.
the Post. I just got the job.
wow. Yeah.
I was actually I was freelancing for like 17 different papers in Chicago, including the AP, and I was about to get the job in New York at the Post.
Yeah.
So you did that Mike Piazza first story when you were 22 or 23.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was drinking beers, cooking at Hooters at 24.
Sounds like a good time.
yeah. Joining us now. Do we have him? Oh, we got him? Good. So, listen, we're talking about the college football playoffs, and we love our next guest. He is Mr. PSU. He's the greatest. Adam Taliaferro joins us.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas to you guys, man.
We
How you guys
don't
doing?
hear you, pal. Maybe unmute. Give us a shot.
I think we got him on mute here.
Hold on, maybe it's our issue. Maybe it's Frazier. Maybe it's that. We got him. Try it.
You guys hear me?
Adam,
You guys
try
hear
it.
me?
No. He's got the PSU hat.
He's ready to
He's
go.
ready to go.
He's loving
Try
it.
now, Adam.
Try it now, Adam.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, there we go. First of all, Merry Christmas to you and your beautiful family.
Oh, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Always good to be with you guys.
Well, dude, that is a strong hat.
It is a strong hat.
I don't
It's a
usually
great
like
hat.
Penn State gear, but that's
Hey.
a good hat.
Appreciate it. Keep it simple. Just PSU. That's all
Well,
you
that's
need.
the beauty of Penn State.
Yes.
The simplicity of Penn State. It just exudes football.
Yeah.
When somebody tells me they got to put the names on the back, I'm like, come on, you stand out. I'm not going to turn it into those Vikings uniforms.
I ain't gonna
It's
lie.
a Penn State uniform.
I do like the names on the back because I don't know who these players are. I like to see a name. I do like that, but I respect Penn State doing it their way.
Yeah.
So
It's a little
tell
something
us. So are you heading? Are you there now?
Oh, man.
you going?
My daughter's got the Nutcracker on Saturday. Nutcracker tomorrow. Tomorrow at Rowan. Nutcracker.
Oh my God, you're a good dad, brother. I know it. You know how many games I've missed, right?
Man.
Because of the kids, the invitations. Hey, you want to come to cross country in a private jet and watch a game? No, I got fourth grade basketball.
I got to do quarterback workouts in the cold Saturday morning.
I feel you, buddy. So let's talk about the game itself. How are you feeling? SMU, it's going to be cold. Do you see the weather? I mean, it's going to be nasty up there.
It's going to be cold, man. But I mean, it's funny. You talked to a lot of Penn Staters. When you found out, when we saw the bracket come out, you saw SMU. We were all cheering, like, yeah, this is going to be good. We got a nice path. But the more, when you watch the film, when you see this SMU team, they got some talented guys, man. They had a bunch of transfers from Miami. They got a dynamic quarterback. The thing that makes me a little bit nervous is Penn State hasn't played a quarterback like this the entire season. A guy that can tuck the ball and some yards with the legs. So it's going to be a tough matchup, but these guys got to come up to the cold. You got to leave Dallas, come up to Happy Valley.
Dallas kids got to go play in that bitter, brutal Pennsylvania cold in December. Like, yeah, that's a big deal. Like, you watched him, you saw him in the championship game, right? And they were freezing.
Yeah, it's like all of us that have played outside in December, it's different, man. When those hits, holding on to that ball, it all feels different when you're playing in that cold ass weather. So I hope, but the SMU's coach was funny, man. He said, Penn State hasn't played in December as well. This is their first time playing up in Beaver Stadium in December too, which a lot of people, when I was up there, this is the first time we're having a playoff. So Penn State has not played in Beaver Stadium in December, I don't think ever. So it's going to be, Penn State's going to have to adjust too, but we're practicing up in it. So we'll see how it goes. But I got faith in the boys. I'm really excited. It's been a long time coming. This 12-team playoff is going to be exciting for everybody.
What did you see, real quick? I'm sorry. What did you see against Clemson in that game? It feels like the true, like, up front, that's where Penn State should be able to dominate this group.
That's the key. I mean, I think, you look at our defensive front, they've played great all season, led by Abdul Carter, consensus All-American. But that quarterback, man, you watch the Clemson game, he made when the play broke down, he made some plays. He went for like a 30-yard touchdown, just made something out of nothing. So I think we need someone that can really spy on him to make sure that he doesn't make these crazy plays and the play breaks down, because I think our defense is going to be able to get to him, but we just got to be able to contain him, make sure he doesn't make these crazy plays.
Yeah, and listen, it's funny. I got to believe that when you're looking at the offense, this is where you got big time running backs. You got to tandem. I think this is where you got to control the ball and kind of take their will.
100%. I think Penn State has to show their physicality in this game. Penn State offensive line hasn't been talked about a lot. They've really stepped up. We've sustained some injuries early on in the season, but we've got some, Rucci who stepped in. Both of these running backs, it's weird to say at the end of the season, but this is as healthy as both of those guys have been. Katron Allen and Nick Singleton, they had some bumps and bruises throughout the year, but you saw in the Big Ten championship game, both of them ran for over 100 yards. Both of them looked fresh. So I think this is going to be a game where we really have to lean on those guys and let them lead the way.
Hey, Adam, man, you said like you have some concerns about SMU. I'm not a big college football guy like you guys are, so I don't know the ins and outs. But there's one dark cloud hanging out that I am aware of. I think most people are, is Coach Franklin in these big games doesn't have the best record. So what's your confidence level in this going into this game? What is his deal with the big games? What's going on with that?
It's those damn Buckeyes and Wolverines, man. Michigan and Ohio State. We're not playing those guys this weekend, so we will be quite all right. And the thing I'll tell you, in the games that we're favored to win, Penn State usually takes care of business. And Penn State's going to be favored in this game. I think it's 7.5 last time I looked. So that line tells me, that curse of not winning the big games is going to be all right. But it is, to your point, Franklin has that stigma right now. And I think, he wants to get that monkey off his back, and the entire team knows that we got to win, these games, the games that we're supposed to win. And the playoffs, this is what everyone's watching. So let's get that win. And the path to the championship still looks beautiful.
Yeah, who'd you guys pay off to get this bracket set up? What is going on, man?
Let's face it, right? So you win, you beat SMU as more than a touchdown favorite. You get Boise, right? And Genty is terrific, right? He's a great running back. But that's all they have at Boise is Genty. And you're playing right to Penn State's strength. Like, it really feels that way. You just got to beat SMU.
Yeah, and let's go one step further. We get SMU, you get Boise, and then you either get a Notre Dame team, which I hope they lose Indiana tonight.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Then you get a Georgia
Notre
team.
Dame semi would be crazy.
Oh my God, it would be the greatest.
Yeah,
I hate to say it to you, Pat. Notre Dame's not getting past Georgia.
Well,
but Georgia doesn't have to start
Carson Beck might not play. You're right, Adam. Adam's on top of it.
I can quarterback Georgia, get past Notre Dame.
Adam, do you think that as a guy who knows his defense, do you see maybe Franklin turning Abdul Carter on that mobile quarterback?
I think so. I think you got to really make him uncomfortable. You can't let him sit back there. And Abdul, he's a guy playing with a chip on his shoulder right now. He didn't win any of these, big postseason defensive awards that he thought he should have won. And he's been really loud on social media saying, hey, I still got a lot to prove. So I think he's going to be out there with his hair on fire and a guy that just has a great motor. And, the cool thing about the playoffs is that people that don't traditionally watch college football are going to be watching. So I think he really wants to show that he's one of the best defensive players in the country.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's going to be incredible. In fact, Tyler Zulli, who's done such a great job on our Penn State show with you, points out that SMU pretty stout against the run, and where they're vulnerable is through the air. And I love Aller, right? I love his arm. And Aller to Warren, listen, it's been deadly all year.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler and Drew have just created a great connection. Because, to be perfectly honest, our wide receivers, they haven't really produced to the level that we were hoping that they produced at the beginning of this year. But the Big Ten championship game, although Penn State lost that game to Oregon, they showed a lot in the passing game. Amari Evans and Trey Wallace are 1 and 2 wide receivers. Both had great games. So I think, there's a lot to build from in the passing game from that Big Ten championship game. And I'm hoping that bleeds into this first round playoff game.
So what are you going to do?
We got Drew coming back another year next year. He's coming back.
I know. He's a stud. I love that kid. His arm, he throws it a mile. He's terrific. What are you going to do tomorrow for the game? What are you doing?
I'm going to be watching the game on my phone, sitting in an auditorium.
Oh, so
oh man!
Wait, the performance.
So here's the thing: the game starts at noon. The Nutcracker starts at 3:00. So I'm going to be like fourth quarter.
Oh. That's like the worst timing.
It couldn't be any worse.
Listen, they know who he is, what he means and represents. Push the Nutcracker back a half hour to 3:30.
I told my wife. I already talked to the people at Rowan because I was like, hey, you guys got Wi-Fi in the auditorium. I know there is Wi-Fi in the auditorium. I did find that out. But
that's the greatest.
This is outrageous.
This is stuff that commercials are made of, right? Like we're in the middle of the Nutcracker. Penn State scores.
Real dramatic scene. And he starts screaming.
So here's my hope. My hope is Penn State is up. Penn State is up by 2 or 3 scores by halftime, so I can get in the car, get to the Nutcracker, and feel like have a good vibes going. I can't be
your daughter in the performance, or are you just going as a family to see it?
No, she's in. No. If it was just a performance, I'd be out. My
right. Yeah,
my daughter's in it. So
what is she playing?
I should know that.
Never mind. I didn't answer that question. We'll edit that out, buddy.
Yo, Adam, I think you could get a flat tire on the way to this performance to drag it out a little, delay the opening.
Hey guys, I got 24 hours. Any excuse, I got 24 hours to figure something out. So anything you can just text me. Let me know.
Hey, Penn State's rolling. You started off good last night at women's volleyball. Upset Nebraska to go to the national championship game.
That was a huge win.
Yeah. Hey, the reverse sweep. I didn't even know that term until last night. Reverse sweep.
Yes. I love it. I love
it. Sunday, Penn State girls playing Louisville. National championship.
My brother, listen. I want you to enjoy the game, enjoy the performance. All right, we love you, buddy, and Merry Christmas to you and your beautiful family.
Penn State, I got all my Penn State hats ready. We're ready for the weekend. You guys have a great weekend.
We'll catch up next week before Boise.
Sounds good.
All right, brother. There he is, the great Adam Taliaferro.
Man, it shows like a true nutcracker in his situation, man.
That is a nutcracker, right?
Yeah.
What do you do, Pat? You've had to have. Well, you got boys,
right?
So you probably escaped some of that.
There's boys in the Nutcracker, no?
Well, yeah, but
Andrew's probably in the Nutcracker at some point.
Yeah. Did you do Nutcracker?
No, I Christmas Carol I did like 1,000 times. I played every role in that, but not the Nutcracker.
I've had like little things like the Christmas play. Yeah. I've had one of those deals. In fact, I just missed the. Moss isn't really into it, but it was Wednesday night. We had to work at Parks. But I've had a couple where Anthony and Moss were both in it. And, they're little. And
Yeah. What about now? What about could you go to Moss and be like, Moss, I think you should try out for this play right now. It'd be good for you. Would he be into it or no?
No.
Yeah. I was at my son Brendan's wedding, and one of the groomsmen turned around in the pew and said to me, Marsh just hit a 3-run home run. It's a playoff game against, so I was actually signaling to Brendan on the altar or whatever. Yeah.
Are you serious?
It was the Saturday.
Awesome.
They clinched against the Braves with Dominguez closing the game out, but you turn it into a positive. Yes, you turn it into a positive.
And listen, because sports in our area is everything, right? So any kind of functions, we're all like doing the same thing. People are watching Eagles games at weddings. I mean, that's just kind of what it is.
Yep. It's the way it goes these days, man.
I know. Yes,
bro. You tell him about Massimo about the cheaper combat. It was a great story.
So the bat. So anyway, I told Pat yesterday, but
Davey's got here. Just Massimo's response is retort.
Yeah, so there's a bat called the Combat, and the baseball bros, they're two guys, they test out bats, and they hit like these bomb home runs. And every kid who plays baseball loves the baseball bros. So they try out bats, and they score the bats. So there's a bat called the Combat, and
great.
The guy hit it like a 550-foot home run. So Moss, of course, wants that bat. They're sold out. No, there's no bats anywhere, right? So my wife says, "Oh, listen, the bat's not there. We got you another bat. Blah blah blah. We're saying is get you another bat, whatever." He's like, "That's for guys hitting for average. I'm a power hitter."
He's the best.
Well, he's not lying.
Yeah,
he's not lying.
Well, the great last night. So my father's in town, right, for Christmas, and last night he's got like it's basketball season, right? So we got practice every night, whatever. So he's in the house and he just dribbles constantly, right? You guys have had to do this. Like in my family room, there's a ledge, so it's probably about 9 feet.
Okay.
So he's constantly jumping to touch it, right?
Yeah.
How high can he get to the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
So he's constantly looking to jump, and
yeah.
So he's got the basketball, he's dribbling, and my wife's yelling at him, and since she yells at me, she's like, "Would you tell him stop dribbling?"
Right.
And I go, "I can't." And she said, "Why?" I said,
"I don't believe in it."
Ask him to my father, and he went, "That's all he did." Like
Your dad let you dribble in the house?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, I'm sure he yelled at me a bunch of times, but whatever. At some point, he goes, "Whatever, I can't win." So, he broke the lamp, right? So Moss broke a lamp with his football, and I didn't say nothing, right? And then my wife goes, "What happened to the lamp?" I said, "I don't know. I don't know what happened."
I don't know.
and then he goes, and then sure enough, she starts saying because he broke a picture too. And she's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, was he just slinging the ball all through the living room? What the heck is going on?
But my rule is this. Like, if this is what you do, I'm all for it. I'm not gonna dissuade you from it.
I said he can't go in the garage. I mean, garage and bats?
Nah.
We got to get you a hot toddy later.
Man.
That's what you need to
I hope
take care of yourself.
I hope Tam's got a good therapist. With these boys in this house are tough.
Hey, by the way, I got Pat's video of his buddy doing
Let me see it.
Yeah. Let me pull it up here.
I got to say it.
Okay, boys.
There you go.
There's Bill. Get ready to go.
Start the day off right.
Looks like a
Cheer,
good Irishman.
cheer
Nice
for
hat.
old Notre Dame. Wake up the
Might not have audio
echoes
here.
cheering her name. Send the volley,
He looks
cheer
like a
on
great
high.
Notre Dame
Shake
fan,
down
man.
the
That's a guy I
thunder
wanna have
from
beers
the
with.
sky.
Yes,
What those
yes, without a
be
doubt.
great or small.
That's fantastic.
Oh, Notre Dame will
What
win
happened to the audio,
overall.
Fred?
There was no audio to the video.
All right.
I don't
Hey,
know where it went.
so we have
Should have been there. Oh, well.
Pearl's Oyster Bar.
Ooh.
All right. So Pearl's Oyster Bar is coming out. There we go. Look at this. Oh my God, bro, you're an oystersman too. I know you are. Look at this. We got the fried shrimp. We got the oysters.
My God.
This looks
That's a
unbelievable. All right. Look at this, bro. Right up your alley. This is fantastic. So we're obviously here at the Reading Terminal Market, and we're sampling all this incredible cuisine. It's the Christmas party at Reading Terminal Market, and you look behind us. There's scores of people having lunch. All the spots. You got to come here. It's a Philadelphia tradition. It's an iconic place. We love the Reading Terminal Market. And look at this. The boys are chowing. This is one of the great things here. Give me a shrimp. We'll show the people. Now, this is the beautiful shrimp from Pearl's Oyster Bar. All right? You got to love it.
Do a little oyster here?
I mean, dude, that's ridiculous.
Oh, man. Dude, that oyster
I
was
love the sea.
so fresh.
Man, those
and
look
slim.
really good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's a great oyster.
I mean, this place is unbelievable.
That's right. I need a little beer, a little aphrodisiac in the
Oh,
morning.
yeah. I could suck down like 12 of those
boy.
things.
Oh,
Look
boy.
out. Hey, good-
Actually, we do need beers.
Yeah.
You know, we got to
That's
hit
why we
Molly
got
Malloy's.
Joey here.
Needed your beer order.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they asked what your beer order was. They'll bring it over.
All right, so I love it. So give me I'll take. Let me go with the yards. We have
Yeah, I'll do a yards as well.
Yards
no,
across
we're
the
going to do
board.
yards.
Yeah, yards across the board.
Yeah. We're going to do a yards. Yes. So we're doing a yards. The Pale Ale, the true Philadelphian yards Pale Ale. We love it, man. This is unbelievable. Hey, let me ask a quick question, Pat, because VG is manic about this. Are you at all worried about the winning streak that the Eagles are on? Like, do you need them to lose a game before the playoffs?
No, but I understand what VG's saying, but they've had a couple scares and stuff like that. I actually think that the whole drama last week with AJ or whatever, that kind of helped them reset a little bit. That gave them a little bit of purpose there or whatever. Having said that, if they lose one of the three, that's perfect. There's nothing to get concerned about.
Right.
Yeah.
I did what on purpose?
Bro saying Brandon Graham did it on purpose to get out the bad vibes. He's Machiavellian. I can see that.
He's too smart to do that on
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, forces those guys. I agree with you. Your premise, which is, hey, let's get through this thing, right?
You guys aren't doing this.
Like make sure you guys deal with this thing head to head.
Yeah, I would wish in a way that last game was meaningless so that they could, especially if they don't get the bye, they could get some rest. But that's what makes the bye so important. But it's kind of crazy. We could have a league where 3 teams are 15-2, and you should have the best record in the league by far. But you could see where the Eagles, Vikings, and Chiefs are all 15-2 or better.
It's unbelievable.
Well,
the top, like the haves and have-nots.
Yeah, there's the haves and then a ton of have-nots.
I mean, it's wild this year, more than ever. You see it.
Ton of mediocrity out there.
But here's the thing. I was trying to tell him, I don't know. And part of me feels like worried that I'm not worried. Does that make sense?
Right. Absolutely
it's
makes
so
sense.
stupid, right? But
Absolutely.
I'm worried that I'm not worried. Like, I really have no fear with any opponent they play. Other than, listen, you're playing Green Bay or whatever. It's going to be a game. But I still feel like they would be the favorite.
Yes, yeah. And I think it's Baldy who's making the point, though, that this is the time for that to stop. The slow starts has to stop now.
Agreed. Yeah, he was right about that.
Yeah, I just think, last time they played the Commanders had the lead for a bit. Jayden Daniels was hurt. Lattimore's playing this week. This is a different game. I think it's going to be a tough matchup. I don't think this is a gimme. I think this is a tricky game.
And Washington always plays them tough.
Yeah.
But you're right to the point that you are going to have, the fact is, and it's true, Jay Daniels is healthy, and it's the second time that they're going to face you. So they're going to see you.
They've just come through a really rough stretch of schedule. Mentally, they got to feel a little relieved to get through that stretch of schedule. You take a breath of life.
I still can't believe that they didn't lose.
Right. To the Ravens, to the Steelers.
To the North.
Yeah.
The AFC North is a great division, and they rolled. You win at Cincinnati, which was amazing, at Baltimore, and then home against, Pittsburgh and even Cleveland. The fact you swept that division, that's a statement.
Super impressive.
Never
it really
saw that
is.
coming.
No, not at all. All right, time now for our Rothman visit from the doctors. It's our Friday injury report. And as always, we love our Rothman doctors who visit us and kind of give us insight into some of the biggest injuries going on in sports and the whole thing. And we'd like to welcome Dr. Christopher Mahalo. Hi, Doc. Good morning.
Hi, how are you? Good morning, gentlemen.
Happy holidays to you, buddy.
Well, thank you. Happy holidays to you.
We're live at the Reading Terminal Market. So it's the iconic Reading Terminal Market. I'm sure you've been here, Doc.
Absolutely. I love visiting it. So, and the question is, are some of the shrimp and oysters coming out to my office here? You can't send the beer out.
Listen, we're going to send you a care package of all the great food here. All right. We've had incredible crepes and turkey and you name it. There's probably an Uncle Gus cheesesteak ready to come out here. So we'll send it out to you, Doc.
You are lucky, man. The crepes are my favorite, I have to say.
Hey, let's talk about, and I'm curious, the fractured sinus bone by Embiid. It's bizarre, the bad luck that Joel's had with the facial fractures. Tell us about the sinus bone.
So let's talk about it a little bit now. In full disclosure, I have in the past been a team physician for the 76ers. I am not currently a team physician, and I'm not treating Joe for this injury. So, but to understand this a little bit, the first thing is, when you look at these injuries in the NBA, they're very, very common, particularly in centers. They're the big man, they're in the mix of everything, and their elbows and everything else flying. So they're pretty commonly occurring, okay? Now, to understand the sinus themselves, sinus are basically air pockets, okay? And we have 3 of them. The reason we have them is to make our head and skull a little bit lighter. So there's a frontal right up top, and then there's the maxillary in here, and the ethmoids are a little bit deeper in there, okay? Now, the way to think of it is when you have a fracture, there are 2 different parts of a sinus. There are the main walls, the buttresses. So if you think about a major supporting wall in a building, those are the main buttresses. And then there are smaller non-supporting walls. And there's a difference in terms of how they heal and how long you have to protect them, depending on where the fracture is and what sinus is involved.
So this is fascinating. Which piece did you know? Did you read of which piece that he broke?
So I do not know what sinus is involved in his case.
So how long usually does it take to heal? And what do you do? Like, what's the care for that?
Yeah, so generally speaking, it's similar to any fracture. It's about 6 weeks. Okay. So, there's no real care for that as long as it's not displaced, as long as there's no bleeding in the sinus. Sometimes within the sinus, you can develop hematomas and things like that, which need to be addressed. But if it's not displaced, there's none of those other things. You just let it heal. The body will heal itself. Okay. Now, the other issue for an athlete becomes, when you can get them back to activity. And that has to do with impact and not direct impact to the face, but, a big individual, big athlete like that running and jumping, because that impact could affect the fracture as well. So that's why we're so cautious in terms of when you get them back to their activity levels. So, and obviously he'd have to wear the mask. I mean, we've talked about he's had to deal with that mask before. He's uncomfortable, and don't blame him, but he'll have to wear that, correct? Yeah, it would be a good idea. I mean, the issue with the mask is it's hot. It sweats a lot, it fogs, it'll affect your peripheral vision when you have it on. But the whole point of the mask is it kind of absorbs the impact and distributes it throughout, okay? But so it would certainly be a good idea if he can tolerate it as he's getting back to wear that to try to prevent injury again. Since we're talking about the sinus cavity, how does it impact your breathing? So, it really shouldn't affect breathing. They're more air pockets, and we use them for phonation and speaking, different things like that, but it usually doesn't affect breathing. The air as we're breathing, whether it's through the nose or the mouth, really doesn't pass through the sinus cavities. Okay. And it's interesting because that's part of the things that I think people don't know. Like, they hear about something like that, and you go, wait a second, you think sinus, you think somewhere around the bridge of the nose and even the forehead, but you would think that it would all be connected. So this is interesting. The amount of bad luck, Doc, it's unbelievable that he's had 3 facial fractures in the history of the NBA. There's only been like 34 in the history of the league, and he's had to deal with 3 of them.
Man.
He's not alone. And some of that goes along with the style of play that he is. And, if you're a more physical athlete, and, we'll see them, if you look at some of the numbers in the NBA, it might be a shooting guard or, someone with a more physical style of play. You think of maybe Tyrese Maxey, who's, so fast but really physical. That's the kind of athlete that is a little bit more at risk for having it in the NBA.
Yeah, that's fascinating. What's your favorite sport? Do you have one? Do you love them all? What's your favorite sport?
So in terms of me doing it or in terms of spectating?
It's spectating.
Spectating. It's going to be football, absolutely. And I'm a college football guy.
Are you really? Who's your squad?
Football. I went to Penn State undergrad, so they got a pull for the Nittany Lions on Saturday. My daughter graduated from there.
That's fantastic. We just had Adam Taliaferro on to talk about the game, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, listen, the road's there for them, right? You got SMU. If you win, you get to go to Boise, so it's a great path.
Absolutely, yeah. They had a good draw with it. So, and listen, let me tell you, Adam Taliaferro, I've met him. What a truly inspiring individual. He is truly a sports hero. I have a signed copy of his book. He's an amazing young man.
He really is. He's beautiful. In fact, we're working on a film, his movie. So
is that right?
Yeah,
that's tremendous. I can't wait to see it. So.
Yeah, Doc, what a pleasure. God bless you and your family, and please have a blessed holiday season.
You as well. Thank you, gentlemen, for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're terrific. Dr. Mahalo. Rothman. We love our Rothman docs who come in every Friday injury report. Look at this.
Yeah, let's go.
In the flesh.
Oh, look at
Outside
that.
of the monitor room.
I can't
What
believe
about
it.
this?
Franny Films. Oh, my God. That's unbelievable.
If there's one thing to get me out of my hole, it's Reading Terminal.
Yeah.
That's going to get me out. That's going to get me out and get me down here.
It really is. I love to see it. We have an intro for you, which you're going to love.
Okay.
But first, I believe the beer is here. All right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So the greatest family here at the Reading Terminal Market. I got to tell you, these people. All right, we're big fans of Molly Malloy's, right?
Love Molly Malloy's.
All right, so we come here all the time. We every time we do the show, we always go to Molly Malloy's and hang out. No, I got mine. Oh, we hang out right here. And so, come here. You got to come here. All right? You got it. Tell her. Come on. How you doing, sweetheart? Bro, take over. Real quick. Bro, take over. Come here, babe.
Oh, man. My Malloy's bringing beers.
Look at this.
Look at this food. This is ridiculous looking.
So, listen, come here. Tell us all about your family.
That's quite a question. That's quite a story. Well, there's 1,000 of us all working together. We love it so much. I'm here with my mom. We work right next to each other. It's just a great place to work every day. Yeah, we love being here.
How long have you guys been at the market?
The brothers have been here 35 years, I think. 35 years. And me, myself, 13. Miranda, after she finished college. A lot of generations.
Well, I have to tell you, I look forward to seeing you guys. Your family is just amazing. All right? All right? We love you guys to death. All right?
You too.
Oh, God bless you guys. They're my favorite. They're terrific.
Molly's.
So what do you got here? What did you bring over there?
Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Look at Franny's
Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, as if it's like a normal size bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
This will be our gift to Franny. From Molly to Franny.
Wait a second. That is a biscuit.
Yeah,
that's a
that
breakfast
is
sandwich?
definitely a biscuit.
Are you kidding me? On steroids. That's a homemade.
What's the sauce on it?
Charred scallion aioli.
Charred scallion
Oh,
aioli.
my God. That's ridiculous. Teresa, where's Teresa?
She's there.
I know she's here. Give her our love, right? You know that. I had to bring her up just to bring her up. You know that. All right, Fran, you ready for your
Let's
opening?
do it. Yeah, let's go.
VT has his opening. Okay, play it, Frage.
They do not crave food nor drink for nourishment, for they exist solely on the glow of the all-22 monitors. They are the Leatherheads, and he is Franny Films.
Do you like that?
That's outstanding.
All right? Listen, we talk about Franny all the time. The Eagles show is outrageous. It's so incredible. All right? All of our Eagles coverage. We love Zach and Bo and everyone, Rich Hoffman, right? All of our people. And Franny, you're special, man. You really do an incredible job.
You.
Your breakdowns, your film study, for people like me that love the game.
Thank you.
You are like a must-see, must-read, and a must-watch every week.
We are lucky to have you with us.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. No, it's a great season to debut with it, obviously, with what the Birds are doing right now, and so a lot to talk about for sure.
And people don't realize what we're going to be putting together for the NFL draft, which is going to debut sometime in mid-January. The coverage is going to be really intense, really extensive.
Yeah, I've watched over 100 guys already, and it's only going to be picking up exponentially here as we get closer and closer to Senior Bowl and Combine and all that. So, stay tuned for that because we'll have exciting news here in a few weeks.
All right, well, so every week we talk about, the game plan, and this week at Washington. Hello, Kyle Newbeck. Good to see my man, Kyle. Tell us about Washington, second time now, all right? The different situation because Daniels is healthy, which he wasn't the last time. So give us a little thumbnail of the game plan.
Yeah, that stretch when right after Daniels got hurt, he hurt his ribs in week 7, and those couple weeks after that, it was not as productive as he was the first 5-6 weeks of the season. And so what you've seen now, these last 2 games, they're 2-0. His numbers have gone back up. They were trending down the wrong way. But this is a guy that can make every throw. We know what he can do outside of structure. He's got the ability to beat you with his arm and with his legs. They are missing their number 2 receiver. Noah Brown got hurt a few weeks back. So they're a little bit downtrodden in terms of their overall targets. But Terry McLaurin, his numbers have continued to climb. Obviously, the Eagles basically shut him out the last time these 2 teams played.
The thing I loved about it was that they had to go on the other side of Quinyon. So they went to the opposite side to get him a reception. He didn't get any reception on Mitchell's side.
Yeah, and they've done that more now in the last 2 games, Washington, where, again, those numbers have kind of peaked back up. They've gotten away from just, all right, Terry McLaurin's just going to line up on the left.
Yeah.
The last 2 games, those percentages have gone down more so than the rest of the season. And so I don't think that this game will be as much Quinyon versus Terry McLaurin. We're going to get those one-on-ones, but it won't be as pronounced as we saw back in Week 11.
Jayden's been holding the ball a bit. He's trying to make the big plays downfield.
Yep.
I guess he got sacked like 8 times last game.
Yep.
Do you see the D-line of the Eagles feasting on them?
I think so. That offensive line, outside of Cosme, the right guard, who I thought played pretty well against Jalen Carter in the last time these 2 teams played. I think when you look outside of him, you can get after these guys. And I think that's an advantage for the Eagles, certainly, with the way that this defensive line has been playing. No team has more sacks than the Eagles since week 6, since that bye week. And so I think when you look at Jalen Carter, certainly Nolan Smith, the way that Nolan's playing right now, you look at Josh Sweat on the other side, he's leading the Eagles in sacks. I think when you look at that group, they should have their advantages here in this game going up against that Washington offensive line.
Let's talk about the other side. Now, attacking Washington, look, now again, what Pittsburgh did was perfect, right? Because, if you're going to try to cover, if you're going to man up A.J. Brown, good luck.
Yep.
Right? Just good luck. And it actually, I thought that they played right into their hands by trying to take away Saquon selling out, your man on the outside. I think it's really tough to defend the Eagles if you're going to try to man up their receivers.
Yeah, and if you're Dan Quinn, my guess is you're probably going to try and do the same thing Pittsburgh did. You're going to load up the box. That's what they did back in Week 11. They were loading up the front. They were putting 6 guys down the line of scrimmage and saying, okay, this past game, you've got to beat us through the air. And I do think that they're going to try and stick to that same game plan here in this one. I think especially with Marshawn Lattimore back in the lineup, he played for the first time last week. 35 pass coverage snaps, 0 targets against Marshawn Lattimore against his former team. You figured, all right, the Saints might try him a little bit.
Right. Coming back from injury.
Yeah, they didn't go after him one time. I think Lattimore is still playing at a high level. They'll probably put him on AJ, would be my guess. And I think that they'll say, okay, we're going to try and take AJ Brown out of the game. We're going to load the box to try and remove Saquon. And you're going to get yours at times, but consistently, are you going to be able to beat us through the pass game? That's my guess is how DQ is going to approach this.
Have there been many games? Have AJ and Marshawn matched up previously?
They have.
And how's that worked out?
Yeah, it's been hit or miss. I mean, there was the last time Marshawn Lattimore was in a game against the Eagles with both healthy AJ and Devontae was that Gardner Minshew game late in the 2022 season. And Lattimore had a pick 6 in that game.
Yep.
He's had really good production against the Eagles over the course of his career, 4 career interceptions. And I think when you look at Lattimore, he's got that eraser ability. He's got that ability to take away that one side of the field. But look, A.J. Brown is going to get his as well. And so I think that the Eagles will try and find their spots there to get number 11 in the football.
So go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just saying, so when I look at teams that are going to try and stop Barkley, I always look at like the linebackers. I see Bobby Wagner. Like, what kind of season Bobby Wagner having this year?
Yeah, he's playing, especially against the run. He's playing well, and this group has been one of the best tackling units in football. The talent's just not quite there, especially up front. They're missing that. That's really the changing difference between Dallas's unit with Dan Quinn, where they're one of the best defenses in football for the majority of his time there, versus right now they don't have that Micah Parsons, not even that Silver Low. They don't have a guy like that up front. But on the back end, the secondary started with a healthy Lattimore. I think that group is starting to come together a little bit. I think they'd like to get a little bit more talent at safety next year. But right now, this team is playing with house money. I don't think anybody expected them to be where they're at right now. And so defensively, they're playing really hard. They're playing really aggressive. They're going to challenge the Eagles. They're going to play a lot of press man. They're going to try and blitz. They're going to load the box. They're going to go on the aggression now. And so now it's going to be up to Jalen Hurts to try and make them pay.
It's funny because I can totally see it. And it's going to be interesting coming off the high of last week where they dominated. You finish off with a 10-minute and 29 seconds drive. We talk about a 4-minute offense. Right? This was a 10-minute, 29-second offense. Ridiculous. I could see a little hiccup here. You can kind of see it a little bit.
Yeah, I think that look, Washington, they did some good things against the Eagles,
right.
On the defensive side in the last game. And I think Dan Quinn will do some things that can mess with Jalen because while they'll play man coverage, they also do a pretty good job at playing cover 2. And that's, I would say, of all the coverages that give Jalen trouble, cover 2 is the one where teams used, honestly, on third down last week, that's all Pittsburgh played was cover 2. And there were times where Jalen early on, hey, get the ball out fast. He's going to try and find his spots to be able to make those plays with his arm. But also, you can see, cover 2 at times can make him double clutch, make him question what he's seeing. And I think that's something we'll see from Washington in this game is that Dan Quinn on third down, they're going to play some cover 2. Will the Eagles be able to dial up those cover 2 beaters to be able to find ways to get AJ and Devontae the football?
I've been thinking about field goal kicking. That's been on my mind ever since Elliott's been struggling. But the Commanders had a good one earlier. He got hurt, right? What's their situation like on the kicking side?
I think I read that both of their kickers that they have in the roster right now were out of practice this week because both are expecting the births of their first children at the same exact time. Right. So it sounds like at least one of them should be available for this game. But yeah, that's something certainly to keep an eye on.
The thing we've been talking about too is I have a little bit of concern going into the playoffs on a 13-game winning streak. How do you feel about going in? Or would you like to get a loss out of the way?
I think A.J. Brown talked about this back in 2022 after their first loss where he was like, all right, I'm glad we kind of had it. I do think that, all right, they've had their loss, but then they've had 2 losses, obviously, but also, it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows for this team. Obviously there was all the drama last week, and so they've had to fight through some adversity, Greg. So I think more so than most teams that are sitting here with 2 losses in late December, I think that they've felt through some of that adversity, so I'm less worried about it than I think that I would be given other circumstances.
Man, I'm the only one concerned.
Yeah,
I'm on an island.
Well, you know what it is too. It's like he brought up this notion that the winning streak, and should you lose a game before the end of the year? I get it. I'm almost worried that I'm not worried. Which is weird.
Yeah,
I'm worried you're not worried.
I just think
I'm worried. Nobody's worried.
I just think they're too good.
That's if it would be one thing if you were undefeated. It would be one thing if they hadn't gone through some of the issues that they went through last
Pat's
week.
Thing, yeah.
If it hasn't been the 2022 season. They were just dominating everybody, and they're setting sack records. They're throwing the ball all over the yard, and everybody was hunky dory with everything. That would give me a little bit more pause as opposed to right now where. Look, it's been a little bit shaky, especially on the offensive side in terms of the discussion around this team. And so I'm a little less worried about that than I would be otherwise.
Yeah. All right. So what do you got to ask him?
Everyone's favorite part now. Well, how many gummies are you rating this game?
I think this is a one gummier.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's a one gummier.
Sit back and relax.
Yeah, I think honestly, like Washington is the only team with a winning record that has yet to beat another team with a winning record. They just haven't beaten anybody. They've got a lot of confidence down there. They're starting to play a little bit better, back to what they were doing preseason. But I just think that ultimately, like, they don't have the talent to hang with the Eagles. Right now.
Feel that. I feel they don't have talent, but I think I might have to buy 3 gummies for this one.
3 gummies.
Yeah, I'm stressed. I think this is. Yeah.
What do you mean? You got a problem?
You are so confident. The football guys are about to pop us with an uppercut because everyone's so darn
Oh,
confident.
you don't need that many gummies, dude.
Come on.
Dude, I'm not worried about you, guys. We're going to have an intervention.
Well, give me another one of these beers after this. I probably won't be that worried.
All right.
Put one of these sandwiches down. You'll be all right.
I'll be asleep.
There he is, Mr. Denix.
Oh, man.
Look at this. Oh,
Beautiful.
my God. The Uncle Gus. Come back here.
Yeah, where are we going?
This is the legend.
I don't want you to forget about the Knicks.
Oh.
Roast pork today.
Look at that. Oh, my God. Now, this is...
You good?
This is unbelievable. So, last time on Thanksgiving, we discussed the Uncle Gus cheesesteak, all right, which is the superpower of cheesesteaks.
Something like that.
Now, this amazing concoction is what you are known for.
The original, yes.
This is, look at this beautiful sandwich. Woo. This is a Denix roast pork. You can see it, the broccoli rabe, the long hots. This is a work of art.
We're trying, buddy. I appreciate that. What else could I say? You said it better than me. Come on now.
First of all, how's Uncle Gus's going?
It's going very well. So far, so good. For a month in, we're doing what we expected and maybe a little bit more. So potentially the future is bright.
Tell us about the origin of the Denix roast pork.
The 30-second version. My grandfather had a butcher shop, 7th and Reed, South Philly. They had a garage in the back of the butcher shop where they would roast for people for the holidays. And then one of the brothers, my grandfather had 4 brothers, so it was 5 brothers. They said, hey, let's start slicing these, start selling sandwiches. So out of the back of the butcher shop, they had Nicolosi's butcher shop up front and then Nicolosi's sandwiches in the back. Roast pork and roast beef, that was it. And then fast forward 25 years, and my father opens a 10th in Oregon with Frankie DeClaudio, his cousin, and the rest is history. That's it.
Hey, do you know the New Year's Day tradition, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, the roast pork tradition? Like, that was, like, growing up, you remember, like, that
Yes.
the roast pork thing was how, like, we celebrated New Year's.
Yes. And we did broccoli rabe as well, which at the time, nobody knew what was going on with broccoli rabe.
Yeah.
Interestingly, my dad tried broccoli rabe here in the 80s. Nobody ate it. Nobody knew what it was. It was a South Philly Italian thing. That was it. And then at some point, like 2000 maybe, I don't even remember, we tried it again and it took off. It worked.
It's unbelievable. You know what's so amazing about this whole thing? The long hots, right? My grandmother used to get the peppers, dry them out, and hang them from the cellar, clothespins, then fry them up. And the whole house, you walk in, you start coughing. And that was the original long hot that we used to have.
My father-in-law is from Italy. He still does that. Yeah.
It's amazing,
so
right?
My wife grew up with that, and he supplies us now. So, yeah, he does. It's a great thing, but it'll choke you out, for sure.
What do you do for Christmas? What do you do on Christmas Eve?
Both sides over. So it's a mess. But we were tired of doing 2 houses, so we had to say everybody at our house. We got too many kids to go out. So
I love it, man. It's beautiful. My brother, we love you, man. You know that.
Love you guys too. Appreciate
Dude,
it.
happy holidays,
All
man.
right, gentlemen.
It is
fantastic,
the great,
man.
I mean, that's just ridiculous. I can't wait to just with the minute you tell us about Rite Aid, I'm going to take a bite.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about our friends over at Rite Aid. You know, I love my local ladies, Ruthie and Margie. And they got good pharmacists over there. And Rite Aid's got household items. They got your scripts, but they also got stuff that can help you out through your allergy seasons, which are never ending. It seems like we're just 12 months a year we got allergies. So main culprits, you know them, rag, mold, tumbleweed, Andrew's favorite, pigweed. So, you know, the allergens get in your nose. Suddenly you got some symptoms, itchy nose, runny nose, watery eyes, wheezing. So what do you do to get some relief during allergy season? First of all, sign up for some Rite Aid Rewards emails at riteaid.com/rewards. And they'll give you the heads up when allergens are elevated in your area. And be different than skeeve. Shower frequently to get those allergens off your body and off your clothes. And you can also try some over-the-counter options available at your local Rite Aid. You could try a nasal rinse to flush out your nasal passages, which I like, a nice little saline nasal rinse. And when symptoms are flaring up, try some antihistamines such as Claritin, Zyrtec, Allegra. You can also try those nasal corticosteroids if that's your thing. Flonase, Nasacort. You're still not getting enough relief? Ask a Rite Aid pharmacist if a different type of allergy medication like a decongestant might be necessary. And you can always ask a Rite Aid pharmacist for recommendations on other ways to get relief during this never-ending allergy season.
Dude, this is ridiculous.
Dude, it's is it the all jus or the...
You guys are really enjoying it.
I put mine down in before Greg got finished his read.
Insane.
Can I just say for the record, I do shower, okay? Thank you so much for that call out.
Play along, man. Play along.
Yeah. No, I'm not playing along with that
Joe,
one.
did you eat, Joey? I'm good. You got to eat. You got to eat. We got to make sure we feed you guys. Phrase, did you eat anything?
No, you guys got to send it this way.
All right. Let's make sure the food flows over here. All right. Time now to talk about Parks Casino. Give the gift of entertainment this holiday season. Gift cards for the Excite Center. Incredible comedians, incredible musical acts. You name it. Parks Casino, the steakhouse, Parks Grill Steakhouse, the Bamboo Noodle House, the beer garden. I mean, they got it all. Now, how about what's happening at the Excite Center? Tickets on sale now for these headliners. Coming up, I mean, you name it. It's some of the greatest people ever. Here we go. I got to find it. I got the wrong one up. Here it is. Coming up, Larry the Cable Guy, May 16th.
Get her done.
2 shows now. Ron White, second show, March 20th.
Can't fix stupid.
SNL's Colin Jost returns 2 nights, March 14th and 15th.
I'm good looking and I'm married to Scarlett Johansson.
Country artist Cole Swindell, February 7th.
Here's Carolina, here's California.
January 18th, Shaggy.
Girl, you're my angel. You're my darling angel.
January 24th, Richard Kind from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Whoa, Larry, whoa, hey.
February 8th, Jerry Cantrell, Alice in Chains.
I'm a man in a box.
March 8th, magician Michael Carbonaro.
Hey, where'd my pants go?
Country star Lee Bryce, March 22nd.
There's a rumor going round about me and you.
ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. As we continue on the program, did you see, by the way, great game last night.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah. That was a fun game. Herbert, they couldn't run the ball a little bit.
I know.
And Herbert made some incredible plays. I love Justin Herbert.
Yeah, he made some throws late, and then finally the run game was able to crack. He got that long, the Gus Edwards run. But a big win for the Chargers. Looks like they're basically locks to go into the playoffs.
Yeah,
now.
and they're down. They had that weird free kick.
Yeah.
Right before halftime, which you'd never seen. Like the last one was in 76. Yeah, I saw that. Which is wild. Like it was Ray Wershing. Was the kicker.
Ray Wershing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
nice call by you.
No, they said it last night on the show. and the next thing you know, Dicker the kicker, 58-yarder, boom, money.
Yeah, like I said, a big win for the Chargers. That would be another team where, coming into the season, not everybody was expecting them to be where they're at now. And so I don't know how far they're going to be going in the playoffs, but I think ultimately this is a team that's going to play good defense, and they're going to take care of the football. And if you've got that explosive quarterback in Herbert that can make those throws in those clutch situations, that's a team that could make some noise.
I'm with you, buddy. Listen, Franny Films, you're the greatest, buddy.
Appreciate you guys.
Dude, you're the best. Your work is amazing.
We love him. Franny Films, you got to get all his stuff. It's why you got to become a diehard, because Fran's work is absolutely spectacular. Kyle Newbeck, give me 10 minutes while you eat. Come here. Get over here. I know you want to eat. You got 10 minutes, not even 5 minutes. Get out of here. Come here. You're gonna listen. You got 5 minutes, you bastard. Get over here. Merry Christmas. All right.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you. I've been up since 7 and haven't eaten, but now it's I don't want the coffee if I'm not eating.
You got 5 minutes. All right.
I'm cranky already.
I got it. You
Yeah,
are.
as you should be, man.
I'm going to
It's tough.
take you out
The
back.
NBA's tough these days.
I just got one thing for you.
What's up?
Because
I'm going to slap back a little bit.
The discussion with LeBron turned into like the game sucks, basically. The game
I mean, this has been an ongoing discussion for a lot of people for a while.
It has. It has. And I just want last night, the Celtics shot in the Celtics game last night, there were 109 threes.
I mean, they get up 50-something threes a game. That's pretty normal for them. And so LeBron is doing the thing, and we had this conversation amongst our diehards in the Discord the other day at all PHLY. Everyone wants to make it like this is the one thing. It's a combination of a lot of things, right? That interest might be declining or ratings are declining. So the threes
load management.
There's load management. There's the overemphasis on the only thing that matters is rings. And so like team wins 50 games, team wins 55 games, and they're like a good product in the regular season. People have gotten to the point where they don't care. And frankly, I don't blame the fans for that, right? Because the message that they get from the league, from the teams with how they treat their players. I mean, look at the Sixers. They're saying, well, you know, our plan coming into the year is we'll play Joel less. We're trying to just put them in bubble wrap on ice, however you want to say it. And, okay, so then why would people pay top dollar? Why would people go to games? Why would people base their lives, their day-to-day lives around that kind of thing? And it's a contrast to football where every one of those games matters too, right? Where
they're all events.
If you lose a game, that has a real consequence on where you're at with the seeding, right? Like the Eagles' margin for error right now is 0 if they want the number 1 seed in the NFC, which could really matter.
But to get to your point, like you know, growing up, it mattered. Like the regular season mattered. I remember going back and looking, and Michael Jordan, they're winning 58 games. And he's playing 40 minutes in April, like before the playoffs start.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And then you would always like, what's the matchup in town? Like, who's there? It was like there were many events.
Yeah.
I think the load management hurts even more. I mean, the style of play is boring. But
some of it, too, is just like the way I think of it is in the last 3-4 years since COVID first hit, people really started to assess, like, how am I using my time, right? And a lot of people were cooped up in the house. They're spending lots of time watching Netflix or playing video games, whatever it is. And all that stuff is at your fingertips whenever you want it, where the NBA and the NHL, for that matter, used to be like part of the value is this is there for me every night. When we only have so many cable channels, there are only so many forms of entertainment that are easily accessible. But now it's like, you know, you're selling an inventory product when the inventory is not just sports, it's all of entertainment. So that's a problem that the only way that you get around that, they're going to have to play fewer games and make it more of an event thing where it's like, these are real stakes. This matters for this game, this matters for the standings, and it matters for the long term with the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, 60 games and make it a sprint.
Was that something the owners would ever agree upon?
No, well, that's the thing. They won't agree to it, and the players won't agree to it. But think of some of the, honestly, if we're talking about pure basketball quality, some of the best years the NBA has had have been lockout years where they're coming in late. The one year they come in at Christmas, that was like 2011, 2012. And it was a dead sprint from Christmas until the end of the season.
They were playing
Everybody
regularly.
had to play hard.
Yeah, and it was great product.
Yeah.
It was also and let's get back to the 3 thing. Because it's freaking boring, quite frankly. They completely destroyed the worth of a – you can't have a shot that became makeable, right? Like the guys got good at, worth 50% more than a 2-point. The math screwed it all up.
And so they're going to have to do something with it, right? I'm on the extreme corner where I would love for just a year, just get rid of threes entirely and see what happens. Like, I'm not saying you have to commit to it long term.
Right.
I think more likely would be something like you extend the line and eliminate the corner
No,
three.
he's with you.
And so
I
it's
said that
not,
earlier.
It's not a guy. You can't. It's not like PJ Tucker can't just like stand in the corner and that's all he does, right? I think that would clean up some of it. But again, to your point, I think part of the reason that fans don't like it, even though teams create threes in different ways, right? Golden State's a motion offense.
Yep.
The Celtics are slash and kick.
They're
Like it
flex.
happens in different ways. But end of the day, the shot is so much more valuable that guys don't have to shoot that well to justify taking 3 after 3 after 3 after 3.
No, it's exactly it. That's why you have to eliminate the corner three, and you have to push the whole thing way back.
Yeah.
So this way, it's a feat if you're making threes from 32 feet.
If you don't eliminate it totally, do you think you could mark it off and have like a 3-second? You know what I mean? Just like the lane. Like
you're really
you
junking
can't
it up.
stand in the corner for 3 seconds. You got to get in and out so your feet are moving a little bit. You're not just playing it there.
These
for half
officials
the
are
play.
bad as they are.
This
then
is
they're going to
true.
add another
That's another
layer
problem
to
too.
it.
The officials are just not good.
They stink.
A lot of, and part of the problem is some of their institutional guys. So like Monty McCutcheon, for example, he was not at retirement age or what we would think of as retirement age for a ref, and he was one of the best refs they had. And now he's doing league stuff. So when you lose guys like that and you're trying to bring in new guys, and it's harder to officiate because it's so spread out and these guys move so fast anymore. The point is there's 100 different problems that they all need to be worked on. And what they can't do is do what baseball did for forever and be like, well, this is how we do things. We're too good to change. And
right.
You're a consumer product. You can't look at it that way. If your consumers are telling you this isn't good enough, I'm not saying you need to overreact to it, but you certainly need to respond in some way.
All right, real quick, because I want to make you eat. I feel bad as it is. All right, 2 things, and then we'll let you go. The arena, it's done, and just kind of your overarching thoughts.
Yeah, well, we've talked about it a lot on the show and said, look, I understand why there's pushback, right? It's hard to grapple with like the social cost of, if Chinatown is impacted, and there are studies that say they might be. That's a big deal. But I do think I'm a big advocate for public transportation. Like I took SEPTA to get over here, right? And I wish more people would use it. And my hope as a long-term Philadelphia resident is that this will incentivize more people to get on SEPTA, to use the regional rails, the Broad Street line, the Market Frankfurt line, and get to games that way. And understand that, I think one of the pieces of criticism that I have disagreed with is I think the sports complex for the outdoor sports, so for the Eagles and for the Phillies, there's some special things there, right? You can't recreate the tailgating scene.
Right.
The Flyers and Sixers, most of the season's in the middle of the winter. People are not tailgating those games. There's no built-in culture around that. And I think I've been to lots of downtown arenas in other markets. I think people will really appreciate once it's here that it's like its own unique thing. Like people will come into the city. Oh, you go get dinner somewhere in the area. You go to a bar.
We were talking about MSG. I worked in New York for a long time, right? So, there was nothing like going to the Garden. You come up the stairs, and it's like, wow, this is up the escalator. It's right there. Hey, real quick, and then we'll let you go. So, Derek, you and Derek and Vince and myself, and you, Derek, and Devon are fantastic. I mean, you guys do an incredible show. We talk about them all the time. But we had a debate about Embiid. What do you do with this whole idea of tanking this one season?
Well, they're not going to do it.
Right.
So it would require, I'll say they're not going to do it
on purpose.
Unless Joel suffers some kind of season-ending injury, even if Paul George were to suffer some kind of long-term injury. That would be we have to throw it in. If there is any hope that Joel can play and play well, they're going to keep going after it. I also think, if you just look at the bottom of the East and the bottom of the standing, some of these teams are just so bad. Washington went all of November without winning a game. That's who you're competing with. You're not competing for the playoff spots, right? You have to get real far down there. And I just don't see how they do it, so I don't think they're going to do it.
So there's no way they protect their draft pick this year?
No, I mean, unless they figure out they trade somebody to OKC at the deadline and say, hey, raise that protection from 1 through 6 to 1 through 10, 12, whatever it is. But OKC, you know, Sam Presti's the pick king. I don't know why he would do anything, right?
No.
That's like a lottery ticket. If you don't get
have
it,
to
who
do
cares?
That. That's
if you
right.
do, it's amazing.
Right. It's the truth. You don't have to do that. I will say my only fear is the obvious, right? That you have this down year and you have to relinquish the pick. I mean, that would be torture.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time that it feels like that's the most likely outcome, right? Because well, listen, they're not, as it stands right now, are they a team you believe will go on a big playoff run?
No.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you think they can win the championship?
No, look, I've been saying it all the time. I don't believe in the plan as it has been laid out for Joel, right? I don't believe you can just basically punt the regular season, show up in April, May, and June, and, hey, we're a title team because we're talented, right? Like I just fundamentally don't believe that's how sports and that's not how basketball works.
And the idea that how in the world is he going to be able to get through 2.5 months straight?
That's the thing, right? The guys that get to the end, it's a 2.5 month sprint with no breaks. You're playing every other day for the most part from round 2 onward. And it's just like, I don't see it. And look, I don't think he wants to sit out.
No,
truthfully.
I agree.
He's questionable for tonight's game after they said he'd be out at least a week. And I think he'll play either tonight or tomorrow against Cleveland. He wants to be on the floor, and I think he's being told, like, hey, can't do it.
Yeah, I'm with you. My brother, go eat.
Happy
we
holidays,
appreciate
man.
it, buddy.
Happy holidays.
We agree. We are the man. We love you. The great Kyle Neubeck, our Sixers coverage, that, let's face it, is the best in the city. Just like our Flyers, just like our Eagles. All right? We love you, man. All right, joining us right now from the NFL Network. And then we're gonna I love you. Oh, my God, look at that. It's awesome. Great. Fox and Son. We got Rebecca to talk about the garlic knot chicken dippers. We're going to be doing that in a minute, okay? Give us a minute. But right now from the NFL Network, every Friday, we love him. He, of course, hometown hero. He's been here a lot of times. He's, of course, Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network. Michael, good morning or good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon. We're nothing's on time today. You know how it is around the holidays.
Yeah, we need Mike's Mike. We got it. Try it again, buddy.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Gotcha. You know what I got right in front of me right now? This is something you've had many times. A Denix roast pork. All right. How many of them do you have had? How many times?
I can almost taste it.
Yeah. All right. What do you got cooking? All right. Give us a little insight into the Eagles. Now, after another win, you saw Jalen look good, right? He and AJ. Give us the national view on the Birds.
Yeah, I mean, we talk. You hear, if a team fattens up its record, it's got 9 in a row, but a bunch of losing teams or non-playoff teams. But every litmus test they've passed, right? And they passed with flying colors. That was the 10-minute drive to end the game, or 11-minute, whatever it wound up being. They're playing so well right now. They didn't even realize what they had done. My understanding is they came back and didn't realize they held the ball that long for the rest of the game. Players, coaches were like, "Wow, we can't believe we just did that." And that's, I mean, you know how it is. These coaches love the 4-minute offense.
Yep.
And if you can run the
29
ball,
seconds. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, not even a 4-minute off. Fourth quarter offense is more like it. It means you've got the ball. You finish the game with the ball in your hands. They never get it back. Usually get it around 4 minutes, meaning you got to get a first down, get them to burn their timeouts, get on the other side of the 2-minute warning, and then take a knee. If you do that for 10 minutes, the way that they did it, it's pretty incredible against a really good Steelers team, a really well-coached Steelers team. That was incredibly impressive.
Yeah. How do you see Sunday with Washington?
Yeah. Washington's going to come out. They're going to play spirited. When I look at these teams, it's the same thing I said the first time they played. Who's the better team? Like, who's the better roster?
Yeah.
Washington's playing well. The kids playing well. Yeah. Could they win the game? Yeah, they could win the game. Obviously, I'm not sitting here saying but it's, because the NFL season is weird. We sit here and we go, wow, watch this Panthers team. It may be tougher than you think. And then you look at this game, you go, how's it going to be a Washington win? It shouldn't be, right? I'll call it for the Eagles. I think it's going to be a close game. I think you're going to get their best punch. I just think they're a better team. They're just a much better roster. They really are.
Yeah, I'm with you. Just some of the injuries real quick, because if you're looking at the NFC and the landscape of the NFC, Detroit, I guess, got some good news with Montgomery that he's not going to have the surgery. There's a chance he can get it back for the playoffs.
Yeah, that it's 3 opinions before he finally heard the opinion that he wants to hear. So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, you just keep going till you hear what you want to hear.
He could have went and saw us.
Right. Yeah, you can play this week. Supposedly, rest, rehab, see how it does, see where things are with the team as well. It's just, and they could potentially get Hutchinson back even before the Super Bowl. Maybe NFC Championship game type deal. So. That's an interesting one because they're not going to feel the way that they're sort of portraying it is internally. We've been good enough to blow teams out. We can now win by 1. That's all we have to do. Like, you just got to win the game at this point, and you get the reinforcements back. Now you're playing much better teams. Obviously, you're not playing the Jaguars where you go 52-6 or whatever it was for that game. So it's we'll see. I mean, if it's in Detroit, Montgomery's back, Hutchinson's back. Crowd's going, they got to hang on to that 1 seed.
Well, yeah, Lee McNeil was a huge loss. I mean, that's a big one. And then their secondary's just been riddled. I guess Angeloni will come back, right?
Yeah, I don't know what his timeline is winding up being, to be honest with you. But within the next couple of weeks, I believe there. And then Derek Brooks, I don't know where he is. He was possibly coming back. Oh, the other guy is the defensive lineman they lost early in the season. There was a potential he could come back as well. Kaminsky, that's an underrated right there as well. So, yeah, the cavalry may come to the rescue here.
Interesting. How about Mahomes? How is he the miracle healer? I was expecting the minute that happened, I'm like, wow, damn, they only have 1 loss. I guess we'll see Carson. No Carson.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Kaminsky, never mind. Campbell said he doesn't think he's back this season. Unlikely, he called it. For Mahomes, if you saw that quarterback series on Netflix that they did 2 years ago, they detailed how. So Jonathan Allen has just been ruled out for Washington.
That's big.
Mm-hmm. Zach Ertz and Jeremy Chin still has a chance. Yeah, Allen's working his way back there. As for Mahomes, he does a great job with his day-to-day during the season. The way that he works, the way that he keeps himself flexible. They went in depth with his trainer with regard to what he needs to perform, but also to be the guy that can recover from these injuries and avoid these injuries. Russell Wilson did a lot of that stuff too, and he was able to avoid some stuff early in his career when he got bent in awkward situations. So I think it's a little bit of everything. He's also Mahomes still's got the dad bod too. If you ever see him with his shirt off, it's not like he's chiseled either. So it just gives hope. It gives hope to the rest of us that you don't have to look like an Adonis to be performing well at what you're doing.
That's fantastic. Listen, what do you got this weekend, buddy? Where are you headed?
I am in. Sorry, a whole bunch of injury news coming up here.
What else you got? Well, feed it to us.
Nelson Aguilar downgraded to out by the Ravens.
Oh, you're heartbroken about that.
Yeah. I am in MetLife Stadium. I got the Rams and the Jets. The Jets is a lot of noise around the Jets.
Oh my God! All the Woody shots. Are you kidding me? Like, I want Mr. Irrelevant. What? Huh?
I didn't mind that. To me, that was the least of anything in that score.
I mean, there's a litany of stuff. I thought that was stupid, but whatever.
Was it? I don't know. You get to that point in the draft, you're not whoever's picking.
I always want the high pick. The next pick up, I want it.
No, it's a promotional thing for your franchise.
No, I'm not looking to promote my. How about winning? Wood.
You get the same guy. You're trying to tell me the guy at 256
whatever.
And the
Brock Purdy.
I know.
I'm using that as an example. Go ahead.
But the article painted it as if like they missed out on this guy that's still on the roster and then drafted a guy that they got our guy. the Morehead State defensive end there. Well, who cares? Like, you'd rather listen. They don't show the pick before, so they're up there saying New York Jets at the end. Now, telling your quarterback that he sucks and he should throw his helmet.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, was confirmed by the Jets. Oh, by the way, we apologize for that. So that now there's other things that they're poking holes at. My understanding is the Judy trade was not nixed by Madden ratings.
Well, that was that was the ultimate, man.
Well, that's what they pinned their lead to, obviously, because that was the juiciest thing. But multiple Jets and Broncos people I've talked to over the last day have said, no, it was they wanted to give us Alan Lazard and his contract. We didn't want Alan Lazard and his contract. Both sides have confirmed that. So now don't ever mention the Madden ratings ever because in a personnel meeting, because it's going to get twisted into the way
Yeah. Hey, listen, brother. God bless you and your girls, your clan. All right. Have a Merry Christmas. I'll be talking to you next week. You know that.
Merry Christmas. Look at I mean, you're packed behind you, man. Everybody's hitting the lunch hour. I love it.
This is it. This is where we are. Right. We're here. Yeah. Go Birds, brothers. Go Birds.
Not far from the new Sixers arena. See you later.
There he is, Mike Garofolo. Hey, real quick, we got TV Todd. Hello, TV Todd.
Hey there.
And we got Rebecca. Rebecca, come here real quick. Give us you what do you got? We got the garlic knot chicken dippers. All right, right here from Fox and Son. All right, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I love your Christmas glasses.
I had to wear some Eagles green today, so I.
Oh, I love it. Tell us about Fox and Son.
So we're one of the only corn dog funnel cake shops in the city of Philadelphia. We happen to be a gluten-free store, but we didn't set out that way. I brought some of our new items today. I have garlic knot chicken nuggets. We call them chicken dippers. Battered chicken tossed in fresh garlic, parsley, and then we have our corn dog lollipops right here.
Look at
corn
those.
Dog lollipops.
Look at that.
Nice.
Delicious. That's incredible.
I know.
I know.
That's all good. This is what I make a living on. We make a lot of money off this food. It's really good.
I love your attitude.
Awesome.
I'm just waiting for myself to be discovered, Like, the food is really good. We're at the Reading Terminal. We've been here 8 years. And, yeah, it's awesome. It's great.
You're
great.
You're awesome, Rebecca. You got to come back and hang with us.
Anytime.
All right?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, we love it. Great
what
stuff.
What are these dippers?
Yeah,
they're great.
They're like chicken nuggets. I wanted to call them chicken bites, but
fantastic.
They would have gotten sued, so they're chicken dippers.
So good.
And they're great. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like them.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome. All right, anytime.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Man, she was great.
That was great.
Rebecca ruled. Todd.
Hey, guys.
In person.
Oh, man.
We love when you come in person.
Who doesn't come in person on a day like this?
What do you think?
I love it.
What do you think of the setup?
I love it. This is the most fun all morning.
You brought your beautiful daughter here?
Yeah. We've been enjoying all the food, sampling everything. This is the best.
So, we got about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So, why don't you hit us with, this is a big time. Families are going to be together, right? We're going to be, hanging out Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, all through New Year's. Give us some good stuff to watch, like across the board, holiday movies, regular movies. Like, what are we going to be watching?
Yeah, well, listen, we're about ready to hit this movie studio's biggest push, right? Christmas Day films is the biggest thing they do all year.
Oh,
right? Yeah. And this year's a little diverse, but strange in a way.
Nosferatu?
That's
wait.
So weird. It looks
So
good. It looks
excited.
great.
That's my number one pick for Christmas.
It
for
looks
sure.
great.
Yeah, Skarsgård.
But why?
Willem Dafoe.
Right, but why Christmas Day?
Well, you know what?
Not Halloween.
Horror films have been doing so well that I think they're just like, who cares? We're making money off this stuff. And it's a big one. Willem Dafoe, I'm excited about it. But it's a weird mix. You have the biggest push that they're making, the studios, is the Bob Dylan movie. a complete unknown. I mean, they are pushing that.
Hey, can I say I was at a party last week? I met the guy who wrote the book it's based on from Philly. He lives in Philly now.
Really?
Elijah Wald. He's a music journalist. But I was like, oh, you write anything I know? He's like, you see that Dylan thing coming out? He's like, it's based on my book. I was like, wow,
that's amazing. And I will say this. I don't know what kind of movie it's going to be, but the
he
director
said it doesn't follow the book at all. So.
No,
No.
never does. The director's fantastic, Jim Mangold. He's the first director, big-time director, that I had the pleasure of working with. He did Girl Interrupted.
Wow.
So he did, Ford versus Ferrari, Walk the Line.
Which I loved, yeah.
Walk the Line.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't think Bob Dylan's for everybody, but we'll see. So that's coming out. We got one of the strangest films that's being pushed out there is A Better Man. Have you heard about this, VG?
No.
Robbie Williams, big giant star in the UK, singer, was in boy bands, whatever. They're doing a movie about his life, a big giant biopic, but he's being played in the movie by a monkey.
Oh, I've heard about this.
What?
Yes, I heard about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw the preview of it.
Yes.
I
saw it. Oh my God, it's bizarre.
It looks insane, but it's getting a lot of push. And I started to read, well, why is this even happening? And he said because he never felt like a human being. He always felt below a human in his real life, and so they decided to make him a monkey in this movie.
Wow.
Actually,
yeah, I'm in on seeing that. That's a gummy movie.
It's
gummies.
actually brilliant in the idea that this is how he saw himself.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's actually really
Absolutely.
Because I remember seeing the trailer for it, going, "What? I don't understand the statement."
No, you're a primate guy, so you're in.
I love the primate.
We're ape guys.
You and I, buddy.
We're ape men.
That's right.
But for home viewing, okay, so you're sitting around.
Yeah.
I did watch this week. It's the #1 film on Netflix. It's the new Die Hard. The new Christmas family Die Hard is Carry On, it's called. And it's with Taron Egerton, Jason Bateman. And actually...
Jason Bateman?
Actually, from a thriller standpoint, like that kind of genre, VG shaking his head, it's actually very good.
Okay.
I saw the trailer.
Out. I watched.
I like Jason
I
Bateman.
watched 75% of it. I'm out.
Jason Bateman's like playing a serious role. He's kind of like, I think he's
Trying
the
to
bad
fill
guy.
it.
He's
right?
the bad guy.
But he does. He's good.
He doesn't fit that
He's
role.
the bad guy.
He doesn't fit
But
that
it's
role.
a good family. It is very much the Die Hard feel. And I thought it was well done. It's silly, and you have to suspend disbelief,
It's the
but
same
that's
thing
the kind of movie.
over. I was like, I'm out. I don't even care who blows up, what happens. I'm out. I turned it off with like
That's
20
the same
minutes
bad
left.
guys? Oh, he's the bad guy.
He's the bad guy.
He's
yeah.
the bad guy. Yeah. Lastly, I'll hit you with a couple more. I'm ready for this one. I've been reading about this, and I'm pretty excited. It starts streaming today on Max. Juror Number 2, which is a big time courtroom thriller. Clint Eastwood directed it. It's got Toni Collette in it, Kiefer Sutherland. It's got a lot of buzz.
What's the
Juror
premise,
Number
the
2.
case?
It's a guy who's on the jury who's getting corrupted, and he has to do that sort of thing. The being infiltrated.
I love it.
But Clint Eastwood.
What's the
Clint Eastwood's like 110 directed stuff.
That's why I want to see it, because they say it's really good, but how much can this guy do anymore?
Right. He's the best, man. God bless him. Let him keep going.
Yeah.
But what's the criminal? Is it a organized crime?
Probably. I don't know. I'm going to watch it tonight.
Right,
I've been waiting for it too.
Yeah.
Conclave is streaming now.
Yeah, I can't wait to
that
see
was
that.
great.
Yeah.
That's on Peacock. And then one, I'll leave you with one for Andrew. I know you're going to like this one.
Okay.
Cuckoo
Cuckoo?
on Hulu.
What's that about?
It's Hunter Schafer, and she goes to visit her family overseas, and she ends up in some sort of wacky mental asylum.
Okay.
It was one of the biggest horror films of the year.
Ooh, I'll have to check that out,
It's
man.
right up your alley.
Yeah,
right
I
up
like
your
the sound
alley.
of that.
You can watch that instead of the Notre Dame game.
Man, I'm watching the game.
That's set for real fans. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick, if you have to watch two films, holiday classic Christmas movies, what are you watching?
Christmas Vacation,
Yep.
number
Great
one.
movie. Amen.
And I'd probably do Elf. If I had to just
you gotta
pick
do
two.
Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid. I go Jingle all the way.
You go Jingle all the way?
Yeah, I watch it every year. I love it.
I
you
just
really?
Yeah,
I
Arnold's
just watched
great.
The Holdovers.
Sinbad's great.
The Holdovers?
The Holdovers is a great,
Good
Love
great movie.
Yeah, and
Love
Todd said that movie was just fantastic.
Yeah.
You know Schwarzenegger's playing Santa right now. They're
did,
filming
yes,
it in New
yes,
York.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I just saw that. I just saw
He looks good. Like, he looks like
fantastic.
Santa.
He does. Looks just like him.
Yeah.
It's great. I just saw the picture, the post. They had him out there. It looked fantastic.
Well,
Todd.
Thanks, guys.
My man, we love you.
Thanks, buddy.
Great holiday, man.
You too. Todd. All right. Thank a slew of people. The shows continue. Frazier, what's our lineup coming on?
Yeah, I think we have the Sixers coming up next, and then
Kyle
after the Sixers,
and Derek. I
Yep.
mean, you gotta stay tuned. They're the greatest. They really are. So much fun. In fact, we had a great conversation over we always do in the office. We need to do outtakes of those. And then who?
the Eagles are after them.
Perfect.
And then I think we end with the Flyers.
Love it. Love it. So keep it right here, live from the Reading Terminal Market, this iconic Philadelphia place. It's the greatest. We want to thank Frage. All right, did a great job. Joey Marone, always right here. Joe, you have fun? Good stuff, right? And, of course, our head of production, Julia Hoff. Jules is a love. We love her. So, everybody, have a great weekend, all right? Try to get some stuff done and watch all the football. And we'll see you Monday before the holiday, all right? Thanks for hanging, everybody.
We all silly like the mayor.